Hello everyone and welcome to Double Action Gaming. I am your host Nathan. We are playing some D&D today. Dakota Ratchet is our DM. I will let him take it away from here.
Hello. Hopefully you tuned in the last stream and you'll know what's going on. Hey, we had cookies to people. They found out that Rex is an excellent, I'm spacing on the word, baker. And then everybody blew up. They decided to go invade a castle, and they're going to make the tree lady reveal herself to them today. So that's borderline calling the police on the party, but it's their story to play.
I mean, we work for Sophia, so at this point, I think we are the police.
Deputized. That's all the recap you get. If you wanted more, you should have watched last time.
Which should be on the channel if you need. Which should be on the channel if you need a recap, which this will also be on the channel if you need a recap later.
Exactly.
You can always check out the channel.
Do we mention the channel?
Do we mention all the selfless shame that... I don't know how to English.
Shameless plugs.
Oh. No, it's shameless self-plug. That's the word I'm looking for. For the phrase. Whatever, let's just get the D&D doing.
Same difference.
I give up.
So does the viewers. Give up and check out the channel.
Good news is we have chat.
Yeah, I'm gonna load up the stream. My phone can handle doing 3 things at once, like most of my female NPCs.
Oh, really didn't see that coming.
Keeping it classy.
Huh.
Yes, Sigmund Freud, it is your turn to continue the story.
Yep, we have all the party members here. We have Storm as Victoria. This is the part where you say something.
Something.
Alright. Writing that down. Playing Sakari.
Hello there, everyone.
I almost wrote something down on that one. We have Julius as Bella.
For the death.
Don't need to write anything down there, that's self-explanatory. We have Lillith Gaming / Nathan as Northman.
My character is horny and I don't know why.
We all know why.
You're just living out your fantasies. It's alright. Alright. So we are ready to proceed. When we left off last, Victoria had just encased Adam in a little stone statue. And you were checking out the laboratories. So it's free reign. What would you guys like to do now?
Well, you know she's not in here, correct? All the 10 years abominations?
Yeah, you guys, I'm not going to post a picture because it doesn't matter how long you guys are going to be there. But most of the cells are facing outside, and you still have the laboratory on the inside.
So, is there like a desk with some research notes?
Currently, you're still outside.
We went inside.
No, you didn't. You checked out the cells that were facing the outside. You never went in.
I don't understand the geography of your world.
Even though we've been in here for like the past 5 months.
What? Oh.
Dakota's world. The campaign.
Anyway, let's go inside the laboratory.
Outstanding.
In the laboratory. And if she's not here, be ready to burn down the laboratory.
Is Dexter in here?
I posted a picture just for reasons. You can see the lines of the jail cells. If you guys went to the jail cells, you hadn't actually went inside. Jail cells just face outward.
Okay.
Weird, but okay.
There was only slots to put food and stuff in from the inside. Anyway, as you go inside, you just see all kinds of manner of test tubes, and different vats. There's a few things cooking. You note somebody roll perception. Either 2 of you can, or 1 person can roll with advantage.
And my perception's terrible.
My perception is great, so.
We said with advantage, so wow.
That's horrible.
Yeah, but you only get that. You get 1 person or 2 people can roll, or 1 person can do it with advantage.
What is
Now,
That's
I
how
thought it was either two of us can roll or we can roll with advantage.
No. Way I've learned it how it goes. I'll be a little nicer though. So pretty much you notice a big vat. Like probably 500-gallon vat. It's currently cooking. It has a fire underneath it. There's a big giant wooden spoon next to it. You can climb up the side of the vat, it has stairs going up around it, and you can look inside of it if you so choose. Or I can keep describing the rest of the room to you.
I want to know about this vat.
I'd say we check out the vat first, then we look at the rest of the room.
You see a blue liquid inside the vat. It appears to be liquid, but part crystalline in nature.
Akari, I'll give you like a gold coin if you drink it.
Do I look stupid?
Can I brew?
There's a bunch.
Can I
Do
brew?
you want me to
that?
answer that?
There's a bunch of baggies around the vat, like around the tables adjacent to the vat. A bunch of empty crates.
Oh gosh, it's math.
Blue ice. Was that what we call it? What is it? Blue crystal?
It's blue crystal.
Blue sky.
Blue sky. That's what it was. Blue sky.
You can 100% attempt to make a brew out of it if
Okay.
you choose.
I'm going to very carefully put on my rubber PPE gloves, my
Get your
respirator,
goggles, your hairnet.
and my Tyvek coverall.
Okay.
All right, and I'm going to get my steel tankard.
So while you're getting all this stuff, and is the rest of the party paying attention?
I am, yes.
Hikari is looking probably in severe concern.
Amy starts to pass. Amy's at this point. Amy's starting to pass up Northwind, going up the stairs herself, around the vat.
What?
I mean, what are you doing?
Amy. But I'm just, as you say, what is she doing? She already has like a finger almost in it.
Amy, no.
She just looks at her car in the eyes. Why not?
First off, we don't know we don't know if it's going to kill us, and third off, we don't know what that's going to do to us in the long run. We want you alive.
She goes back. She goes back. Go ahead.
What if it gives you breast cancer?
She immediately runs away from it. She puts her hands up over her chest and crosses her arms, and then gets away from it. Goes to the opposite side of the room of it.
Outstanding.
That works.
Can I deduce if this is of what kind of magical nature this is?
You can try. You'll have advantage if you taste it.
But I refuse. Hold on, I gotta find out if it's 11 or 12.
Man, how long?
While he's going to do Arcana, I'm going to do Medical.
Have I got my suit on yet?
Yeah, you have it on. You have it on.
Okay, I'm going to take out my tiny spoon and taste it.
You're gonna
Wait, we
taste
don't know shit.
I'm going to taste it.
Roll a D100.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Oh, Northman's dead.
74.
We do. Oh, the dwarf is dead.
I will text you the results of that.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Can you describe the flavor to me?
It is have you tried Cool Blue Gatorade?
Yes.
It tastes exactly like that, but in slushy form.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to make the best drink with this. I get a big old honkin' tankard full and then leave it to brew.
That both sounds amazing, and I'm terrified at the side effects. So to either mine or Storm's roll, can we identify anything? I did Medical, he did Arcana.
One moment, I'm just...
Text me the results.
If I talk and text at the same time, I will end up texting what I'm saying.
Fair.
Sitting here anxiously anticipating.
Alright, that's done. Alright, Let me look at your rolls were so I can act accordingly. Arcane and then medicine. I will do medicine first. You get the feeling that if you taste it, it could have good and or bad side effects to you.
No!
Arcane. It appears to be made of some type of chaos, fey magic.
Oh gosh! Don't
Wait,
tell
chaos
it your
magic.
name.
What was
Wait.
that?
Don't tell it your name.
I have a crazy idea.
We're gonna start doing our Sophia baptismals and
No.
crazy faith. That's the crazy idea.
Hold on. He said chaos. The last time we heard chaos was the chaos pit. What
Yes.
are the two creatures we have with us that got upgraded by the chaos pit?
Yes, but this appears to be some sort of Heisenberg blue sky variant of the chaos.
Yes, but
Nathan,
we could technically use them to test it.
You're talking about
I
this stream.
feel like that. I feel like that's a
I feel like that could backfire or something is what he's trying to say here.
yes.
When Hikari says he makes the correlation between this because it's chaos and the chaos pit. Rex taps on Hikari's shoulder and shakes his head like side to side, says, "Grr."
We're gonna say Rex doesn't agree.
Wait, can I get a translation?
Wait, what's the
I don't
language?
think you really need a translation to read body language saying like no.
Wait, what's Rex's language, if I may ask?
There's ways you can find out, but ask him. He's not one of them.
Rex, what
I'm
language
going
do you speak? You can do that very
I'm glad I have a pretty good history check. 19.
I mean that's
You roll
worse.
history for that?
I literally rolled history to see if I know his language.
Roll an animal handling check. Would it be animal handling? That's not entirely accurate. It's more of an what?
I said that's outstanding.
Is it bad I actually am proficient in that too?
I'm kind of annoyed that there's not a general knowledge skill.
Hikari deduces that Rex is talking in Giant Owl.
That would be of Sylvan tongue, if I'm correct. Dang, one of the few languages I actually don't speak.
Giant Owl is its own thing.
Oh, never mind.
It's 100% its
Sylvan
own
is the
thing.
language of the free spirits.
I was just thinking because Sylvan is more of the animalistic creatures' language. That's why I was correlating those two.
Real quick, Nathan, are you good? The stream is.
I don't know. My computer is just froze. It's working. Like I can hear everybody, but like I cannot type. I cannot click. I cannot change anything.
Technology just wants to go in the fridge this week, doesn't it?
I don't know. I'm probably gonna have to.
I mean, Dakota were having problems in our Apex stream. He was lagging like a motherfucker. So was I.
If we take an intermission, that would be great.
Right now?
No, just later. You just don't expect me to roll. I literally can't do anything.
Well, I'm at home. There won't be an intermission.
Okay.
What I mean is, if you want to stop the stream or work on it, like you can do it anytime.
Actually, there
it's
will
better
be.
to do it
Actually,
now before we're in the boss.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to
Actually, Dakota, let me stop you there. Remember, I am at work.
Well, yeah.
And I got to patrol at noon, so.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna turn off the computer. I will be gone for a second, and the stream will stop, and I will get it started as soon as possible.
All right. And about him, he seems to be some type of demonic type alligator type abomination that has been experimented on wildly himself.
Excuse me, sir. Do you speak the common tongue?
It's kind of feral as you're looking at him, but you get a yes out of him. But he's bouncing around kind of like a meth head would.
Wait,
From where do you hail, sir?
Demon Kingdom. Look,
Alright,
long
from
time
your
ago.
people.
What?
How do you feel about Kyle's people?
Can't say I like them.
Kind of answer that.
They bring me lots of women to impregnate, but that's about it. This guy's scratching at his face.
Are you alright, dude?
Yeah. I've been here a long time. I was here when the king got I was taken away when the king was just been in power just a very short while.
Listen, the Demon Kingdom's had a change in management. Which king are you referring to? That one, as I pointed at Kari, or the old one?
Not this one. Who's this guy?
Akari, you want to introduce yourself?
Hello there. I am King Hikari. The original king you were speaking of was my father. I am
That
not
little
like
piece of
him.
shit's the reason I'm here. He sold me out.
Yeah, well, you'll be happy to know that he's currently trapped inside this sword, as I pointed out at least.
I had a personal hand in helping with that.
He's still kind of bugging out, but he seems to be enjoyed. He's enjoyed by that. He likes that.
Given how he's acting, it's clear to say that he's kind of drugged up. And as I hint that to Victoria and Hikari, it's clear that he's kind of drugged
Are you
up.
judging me? Little white girl on your high horse?
No, I'm just calling it as I see it. What have they been doing to you? That's the question.
Can I roll insight or history to see what kind of drugs they gave him?
I think I might be better for that with medicine.
Yeah, Hikari's definitely better with that.
Either. That's fine.
Avery, you piece of crap!
I wholeheartedly agree.
Storm. Oh, okay, you both did. Okay, you
I
guys get
guess
the
I'll
fact.
roll inside as well, since they.
Hold on.
Listen, two people can roll, and one person can do it with advantage. Anyway,
This is
No,
ignore
you
me.
can
I'm
still
just playing with Avery because she's
oh.
pissed off at me, apparently.
You
Yeah,
got a 20. You're fine.
You deduce that he has something in his system, possibly. So Jade walks up and says, as you guys are like, "Oh my goodness, he must have been drugged on something." But what could it be? Jade walks up and says, "It's probably some type of fake chaos magic that they've drugged him up with for like 100 years since he's been gone forever. He could not even be drugged up. This could be like prolonged side effects
Or withdrawal.
Yeah.
What kind of starting rolls is going? Avery's okay. So we're not rolling dice tonight. That's the kind of thing that's happening. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, Avery.
Wow.
Wow.
Hey, I got that 20.
Fuck me.
Well then, this is.
Back on action. Back on track. Anyway,
I'm glad all those D20s got used now.
Nathan, do you need to set the stream?
No,
Stream
it
back
should
up?
be good. We're good. We're
okay.
going now.
Alright, cool.
Sorry for the
I've
delay,
not
folks.
checked audio, but yeah, your streams, it's good on my end.
Yeah, let me check audio real quick. I'm sorry.
You're
It's all
fine.
good.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Everything technology-wise has had a stroke this week.
Yeah, we're good.
I'm gonna
Seriously.
ask him.
Alright, so if
So,
all the stream missed this, they found a crocodile / alligator man that's been a demon / also that's been imprisoned here for a very, very long time. They're currently conversing with him. He seems to be doped up or cracked out on something. If you know what a tweaker / meth head is, you know what to type. And if you don't, go to Walmart at 3 a.m.
Walmart's not 24-hour anymore. But anyway,
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask him if he wants out of this cage that he's in.
Out. I'd love to be out. He's still scratching his chin. You can see the flakes of skin are starting to go from where his nails are going into his chin.
Seems like
Be out.
questionable
I'd love it.
decision. Do we really want to? Like, the dude bangs all the time. That's all he does. That's all he knows. And he's cracked
Correct.
out. Are you sure?
I mean, at this point, if we could get someone like Nina to get him back to Doc or something, we could at least maybe get him help.
Amy is currently holding her tits even tighter.
I'm not really sure how are we going to go about getting him out.
I have an idea.
Yes.
Storm, what's the
Sure.
one magic you've been practicing?
Hold up.
What?
I got a question.
What?
I'm gonna ask this thing that if what they have been giving him is any way related to the that we literally just saw.
So some of it is sometimes, but that's the it varies.
Yeah, it does, because that ain't helping me.
But what I was about to say, Victoria, don't you know that transport spell, which is how you get to your realm? Couldn't you just reverse engineer it to send him to Doc and them?
You know how long that would take? I don't even know if I could do that from here. We're kind of off world right now.
So is your dimension.
I mean, that's fair, but I don't understand how I don't understand the interdimensional highway. All right, I don't know all the back roads, how to get from here to there.
Victoria does not know the lyrics of Country Roads.
Country road.
Well, our only other option I'm not a huge fan of is relating to the bunny here, who I'm pretty sure at some point could kick us in the back of the head.
I'm just saying, we could go take down the tree lady, all right, and just sort of annex this area, cover any hostages.
Is there like a Sophia FedEx?
Sophia FedEx.
Sophia X.
Is there
There's
a
not.
control panel? Is it locked? Is there is this just a cage? What's the logistical standings?
He is in an animatite barred cage with 4 big locking mechanisms. You know
just be SOL, buddy.
It's simple. You can't reach it from the inside. Do you know how they used to put like, wooden boards across? It's like the sliders. They're slid across it so it can't open. The metal extends past the framing of the door, so it can't be opened.
So the wizard's going to ask for something really dumb because the wizard does not pack spells that are utility. The wizard just likes to blast things. Who has detect magic?
I have detect magic.
I do.
I'm glad all the people should have detect magic. Anyway,
Eldritch 9.
Anyway, but we might want to see if there's like a magical alarm system that we need to be concerned about.
Like they don't already know we're here?
I mean, that's fair, but they should.
We blew up the giant construct with cookies. I really doubt they're like, when did these guys get inside?
You guys have cookies?
You don't want these cookies?
Actually, that team huddle on this one. I have a crazier idea.
All right, huddle in.
So he wants cookies. We know that they only kill the creatures that are formed from this world. He's from our world. we could offer him cookies to help us take down the target.
What if cookies is like a euphemism?
I'm just saying that the only thing that this guy's going to be able to do is try to bang the target.
Jade is in this team huddle, which she does not want to be, and she says, "Listen, Your Highness, he's going to put it in your butt."
He has a point. The cookie could be
Right.
like your butthole's the chocolate chip. All right, he's gonna need the brownie batter.
Nathan, I'm going to stop you right there.
I'm more worried about stopping the crocodile.
I would say, second off, if anyone's in danger, it's the 3 women in the room.
Listen, no, I don't, bitch. This is Jade talking. No, I don't. Me and Amy, and I'm pretty sure this little jar lady over here, and even the vampire girl, all have purple underwear on. We're fine. But I know you don't, Your Highness.
So maybe we should leave him and come back for him later? Just a thought. Idea.
Jade talking again. No, fuck him. Let him out. Fuck it. She says, "We're fine," and then pats Rex on the shoulder. Says, "We're fine."
Do I have purple underwear up?
No?
I don't think I do.
You actually.
Would you? You do not. I don't believe. I don't think you ever put it
No,
on.
I was never offered.
Do you say that out loud?
No. That's like I'm feeling my crotch right now. Like,
Uh,
oh no! Don't let him out! Don't let him out!
hold on.
Good lord.
Amy tugs on Northman's shoulder. Says, "Come here."
Okay. Is she whispering or is she talking out loud?
Yeah, she's whispering to you.
Okay.
She takes you over to the corner where there's nothing there. She takes you on the other side of the vat. Says, "Here you go," and she takes off her hat, and then inside is a folded up pair of purple underwear.
Oh my god!
She says, "You never know when somebody will need it." And it's brand new and hands it to you.
Thank you. Put it on.
She says, "For it to work, you have to write your name on the tag in the back."
I don't have a pen.
Here you go.
Thank you so much.
It only has purple ink. Here you go.
It's so beautiful. I feel so secure with my purple panties.
Do you remember the story behind the purple panties?
Yeah, I know what it does.
Okay, so for everybody listening, it's pretty much a chastity belt. There was a lot of goblin encounters in the beginning of the campaign. If you've seen Goblin Slayer, you know how that goes. So there was chastity belt, enchanted, like god tier magic, so that the characters couldn't be raped. It's pretty much what it is.
And Clay didn't take the panties, I take it.
Yeah, and Hikari did not take them, so therefore Jezebel had her way with him all the time. Actions and consequences.
No, he took them. He just never put them on.
That's right, yeah, he never put them on, that's what I mean. Anyway, so Northman and Amy rejoin the group.
I like wipe away a joyous tear from my eye.
Rex gives you a thumbs up as you rejoin the group.
I look at him and go, her.
Okay, we need a plan. The issue is right now we don't have any good plans.
I say we leave him? I don't know.
You're gonna let me out, right? You already mentioned it, right? You're gonna let me out?
Well, listen, buddy. A majority of the group are hedonistic atheists, and they're really, quid pro quo type people. So unless you can offer us something, I don't see you getting out of that cage, buddy. I'd like to. You know, I'm a cleric. I'm a nice guy, but
Well, that and we
I
don't
can-
exactly have the key to open it yet.
I don't. I can't exactly. Unless you can help us out here.
A lot of picking.
As I said, I'm going to interrupt you just a second, Nathan. As I said, it's just metal bars that are in a locking mechanism. They're just
You
bars.
just slide them out.
Yeah, you pick it up, you slide it out.
Yeah. So yeah, unless you can help us out here, you know, I can't really guarantee.
I don't. I mean, I've been in prison for apparently at least 100 years. What can I offer you? What would you want?
Well, first off, you can't touch anybody's butthole.
Even if they say it's okay.
Even if they say it's okay, it's just something that these.
What if they're dead?
You gotta ask for permission. And if
I ask for permission, they say yes. Then they're not dead, and it goes back to number one. And if they are dead, then I can't ask them for permission.
Sure, you can ask, of course, for permission. They just can't give it to you, so no touching buttholes.
Are you sure you're not a lawyer?
I thought I took a couple years of law school, but dropped out.
You remind me of an old dwarf I knew a long time ago.
Don't you?
They used to make ale in trees.
SOB. What? A dwarf in what? Do you remember his name?
Can't say I do.
Was it in the hills?
I believe it was. He had this little snot-nosed brat with him that would have like a little lemonade stand set up next to his dad's shop every time.
I was a pretty good entrepreneur back then. You remember? Guys,
that was you?
No. I'm not emotionally involved.
So they're crying.
Not emotionally involved in this at all. Guys, we gotta let him out. Wait. Do you ever see a giant bunny lady? Beautiful beyond compare.
Did you ever see one?
Yeah, did he?
I did, but I honestly I drank a lot back then from your father. I just figured that was a figment of my own imagination.
All right, guys, listen. He's not a bad guy.
Just because he is a bad guy does not mean he is bad the guy.
Easy days on you.
So you do realize he was used for breeding experiments, right?
I mean, that's not his fault. You know.
We still need to see if there's an alarm system attached to the bars.
That's true.
An automated alarm system. More constructs. We'll need more cookies for that.
I shall use detect magic.
So you detect a very slight magical presence of some type of fey wild magic. And some type of alarm magic inside the building.
Hmm.
The alarm magic seems to be connected to a few different things that might drop out of the ceiling. You can kind of see the magical aura around it. There appears to be one above like every little station at the stalls.
This is a problem.
Just a little bit.
Alright, bitches, so we letting this guy out or are we going on? We need to... The Colonel's not going to wait all day for this.
So
let's throw magic on the box.
I glanced back at Jade with the look of, and this is why no one likes you.
Wait, what?
Anyway, I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic on the box. Or on his cage.
On his cage?
Yeah, just take the magic that's on it just completely off of their alarm system network.
So there's two spells on it. Is it going to take both, or you can take one?
We're just gonna take care of both.
Okay. Alright, we'll just say the magic's gone. But once you dispel it, you hear a clicking mechanism. Above, there's 1, 2, 3, there's 8 clicks from above head.
Bruh.
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 That's it.
So does it do anything?
Nope, nothing happens.
Okay, let's.
That's concerning.
Yeah.
What you do?
Alright, let's get him out.
I could see Amy like SWAT uniform. Come out with your hands up. No
Pretty much.
sudden moves.
She's got the Goat PG and she's just GTA 5 barrel rolling. Got a shot with your name on it, Buster.
Don't try any funny business.
We only have one comedian here, and it's this guy. Alright, so you unlock the doors, and you let him out. He's kind of feral when he walks out, and he runs out, like runs past you. The door kind of flies open, like you were being gentle with it to begin with, and then he just bumps into it and goes running around. Like he's making laps in the laboratories. And when that happens, 8 different strings fall out of the sky, or out of the ceiling.
Okay.
And there's a pair of purple underwear on each of them.
Hikari, quick.
Well then.
He's married. The spell doesn't cover spouses.
Well, I mean, why would he want to? But I mean, it saves him from everybody else.
That's true. You feel as if that was a safety mechanism for all the women and men that worked inside this facility.
Most likely.
I like it.
More than likely.
Alright. That's it. That's all that happens.
Okay.
I don't like how you're typing. Stop that.
Wow.
So he rolled up. He ran up the stairs and took a sip straight out of the barrel, or out of the cauldron, pretty much that big tank.
Uh-oh.
Figured that.
No.
I figured that was gonna happen.
And what happened to the guy?
You don't know. He ran up there like a wild animal. And now that he's got some, he kind of stands back up. He's wearing a very raggedy suit. It's all tattered and torn. Like it looks like he was kidnapped.
So he's not dead, is what you're telling me.
He's not dead, but he
Okay.
stands back up, straight up, puts his collar up, and says, "What now, lads?"
The fuck?
I think a swig of it actually set his mind straight.
Oh.
I'm gonna ask him if he knows how to fight.
Well, put him up, governor. Chatterboxes.
It's like the worst.
I would never hit a lady, but if you insist.
That's better.
I think he just did make it a one. I think he got a 180. It's more like what happened here.
Not against us, but you could probably help us with the issue at hand.
Oh yes, the issue at hand. He walks over the stall across from his. He says, "Poor Frederick," and you see just a scarecrow that's been torn in half.
Oh, Frederick, no.
Well, Frederick was a brilliant young lad. He's brought in here and ripped up his prime youth was stolen away from him in here.
Can I tell him we can rebuild him?
You can?
We have the technology.
The technology?
We can make him faster.
Can you make him better?
We can make him stronger.
Frederick can live again?
Frederick will live again.
Well, he picks you up.
Um,
He picks you up like under the armpits, and you start to go in a circle with him. Brilliant, lad.
What?
I'm not saving him.
What?
He puts Northman down, grabs a trash bag, and puts Frederick in the trash bag.
Oh gosh, more work for Tinker. He's going to be excited. All right,
Oh, you got a clip.
we're going to telepathically communicate with Northman. We're going to put in a goat PG on the Scarecrow. This is not up for debate.
No, no, you will not. Frederick is a real person.
Yes, it's going to be a century, and we're going to give it a goat PG, and it's going to be the greatest thing I've ever seen.
I feel like we should really ask Frederick about how he wants to live his life before you force weapons of war upon him.
Never mind.
Let's just go.
Can I talk to
Okay.
Amy? Can I talk to Amy while
Yeah.
like telepathically, like while Storm's opening communications?
Yeah.
Amy, tell this MFer that only one person's allowed to have the goat RPG, and it's not Frederick.
This is my go PG. There are many like it, but this one's mine.
Suck it, Victoria.
Full metal goat. All right.
Let's just deal with the tree person already.
Where'd this dude get a garbage bag?
Well, I mean, we are in a lab, so
All I imagine is this poor sod like making friends with the scarecrow and
He's
then
had a
taking
garbage bag in his suit the whole time.
taking the scarecrow out of the cage and be like, if you don't tell us what we want to know or do what we want to do, we're gonna hurt Frederick. No, not Frederick.
But to paint the picture of how Frederick was in the cage is he was pretty much nailed to the wall, and his legs and torso were on the ground, but his everything else is nailed to the wall.
Wilson. That's
And
the vibe I got.
And Crocky has gotten a transparent trash bag, so as he's walking around, you just see Frederick's face sometimes lined up with the outside of the trash can, and you see button eyes facing you.
That's unnerving.
You're a vampire.
Button eyes are still creepy. Have you ever seen a porcelain doll?
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. Creepy. Creepy stuff.
Don't talk about Frederick's sister like that.
Thing ever crafted by human hands.
What the?
Wait, Frederick has a sister?
Well, yes.
Is her name Eve?
No. I just mean don't talk ill of Frederick's sister. She is the doll. She is a doll.
I don't like where this is going.
Oh my god, this guy.
Let's.
She isn't here, thankfully.
What have I done?
No. Okay. All right.
Again, Norseman, I'm not saving you.
And Crocky starts to get a little bit slower. He shakes his head. He's puts his hand to his head a little bit. And then he goes up there and another sip.
Yep, the effects are wearing off.
He takes that sip, and he's going to do one more.
Jeez.
All right.
Yeah.
You know.
He also fills up a flask that was inside of his suit with it.
Outstanding.
Tally-ho, lads. Lead the way.
Righto.
All right. Let's go fight the fight of our lives.
So as everyone walks out of this laboratory, except for Northman,
What?
Rex, Jade, and Bella. So the rest of the party walks on, not paying attention. They've been left behind.
Okay.
Jade approaches you both separately. It goes to Bella first and says, Bella?
Yeah.
Here, this is for you.
Well,
And hands you, if you'll accept it. she pretty much hands you a contract. It says, for whatever reason, and I trust his judgment, but this one's weird. You've been extended a job opportunity
What?
at C&J.
Again, what?
Listen, I'm not for it. If you want to turn it down, that's great with me, but I need an answer.
Before I say anything on this, I'm pretty sure you pointed this out, and I don't have to, but you know that I'm not for what you guys do, right? I'm pretty
Listen,
sure you expressed that to him.
I'm just extending the opportunity. I don't want you to work with us. I think you're a self-righteous bitch. I don't want you, but you've been extended the opportunity, so I'm going to do my job, and I'm going to extend the offer to you. If you don't want it, it's fine. I really don't want you, but the job is yours if you so choose for it.
The answer is no.
Okay.
That's not gonna happen.
Great. That's fine with me. As Bella walks out, Northman is left in there. And Jade and Rex go over to Northman. And pretty much go over the same thing. There's been a job, hands you the contract, and tells you have been offered a job. If you so choose. But tells Northman that he has time to think about it.
Oh, can I do something real quick? Can I do like a perception check and see if there's any specific writing in this contract?
Yeah. You need to give me a broad idea of what you're looking for, but yeah.
Basically, I want to know what my employment terms is, what the pay is. Do I get benefits? Do you have retirement plan? 21.
So it's worded that you would be employed to them for the foreseeable future, like for a long time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
and with you'd have job security.
This is just him
with a good work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
You would be able to be promoted soon.
Oh, okay, yes. Mm-hmm.
There's room for improvement.
Excellent.
And promotions.
Yeah.
Pay would reflect it. Once you get to a certain level, which would be achievable in about a few years, it would have free housing.
Wow. Ooh, free home, kids. Yeah.
That's
great.
There would be a little bit of help with Kaguya, helping get some of that sorted, and there would be insurance and stability in these end times.
God, do you know how hard it is to find a good insurance? He says, "Geez, what a deal." Miss Jade, this doesn't mention anything about my specific duties or job requirements. Did you know, like, maybe what I would be doing is a sales? Am I?
I would believe with your talents that you would be probably in one of the main offices, or maybe possibly in our politics in the coming future.
Okay, so you mean like the chair force, right?
Air Force?
Chair force.
Not being an office worker, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like that, yeah.
I mean, I would really like to sit down with the Colonel and Kaguya and discuss this in private. If that's okay. It's just
that's fine.
You know, because I don't know how the followers of Sophia would handle that, and you know, they're my friends and.
Right. Listen, Northman, you have all the time not all the time. Well, maybe all the time in this world. But anyway, you have plenty of time to think it over, talk to the Colonel. If you write, "Colonel, please help," on it instead of your name, somebody will come pick you up and take you to the Colonel.
Do you have a pen?
Do what?
Do you have a pen? You have a pen.
He hands you a pen.
Colonel, please help.
this will take you to the Colonel now. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, well, I can get back, right?
Maybe.
Take me to the Colonel. This is a great opportunity. I can't miss out.
Rex puts both of his arms up, and then Dragon Ball Z type powers up for a second, and then a portal appears beneath your feet.
Whee!
And you find yourself inside of a volcano in front of a cabin with 5 doors.
Okay. Okay. So, are you want to come back to me, or do you want to do this now?
Well, they're going to go on a bottom. Currently, they're making their way in. We can do this now if you like.
Let's let them go ahead and do their stuff first, because I don't want to impede that much.
Okay, well, it's about to go into a combat encounter without you. that's where we're headed.
Whoops! I thought they were going to go to the main house and explore
That-
there for
yep,
a little bit.
yep,
Yep.
that's-
I thought
that's
that'd
where
be. It looked a lot bigger on paper. So thought there was more to
Big one.
explore. I mean, we found a crocodile in a cage that was a sex slave, so I figured I had a little bit of time.
No, they're going straight to Lillith.
Oh well, okay. I'm in a portal in a volcano.
Yep.
So
In front of the house.
I will see you guys later.
Outstanding.
Mistakes were made.
Yay.
Mistakes were made.
Yep. You played yourself on that one.
Alright, so as the party goes into the main house, there's a big mahogany door with a big J on both door, like the door rings, like knock the door, with an engraved J on them, but she can't see anything else.
Well, at this point, where would the darkest part of the room be?
Everything is dark except for the black square in the middle. Picture how you see it's layered. It goes upward. The throne is at the very center of the top of it. There is a spotlight over it. Everything else is dark. The green around the area are walls. They extend all the way to the ceiling, and the ceiling is 100 feet high.
Oh, I'm about to have some fun.
And the 2 little marks on the back of the room are doors. The several sets of them.
Storm, how good are you at distractions?
I'm not going to answer that. And a quick win.
I'm gonna actually. What? I would say keep a mental link with me, and I can just go right through the front door, already preemptively in KCM too.
It's not a bad idea. Well, technically, the combat encounter has not engaged yet.
And Lillith is on the throne. I didn't specify that, but she's on it in the picture, and she is 100% on it, but she appears to be inactive.
Wait, she's inactive?
She's just sitting there.
Hmm.
She's either inactive or has not perceived you guys in the room. It's up to interpretation.
I'm gonna try something. We might not even have to have a combat encounter if I can do this right.
Should I activate KCM 2 just in case? You just give me the word.
Around this time, Northman knocks on the door.
Okay, I'm sorry. I've got to reset up the stream again.
Okay, never mind.
Okay, no, I'm good now.
Okay.
Okay, knock on the door.
So,
The door opens for you.
Greek. Anyway, okay, I'll walk in.
Well, hey, Northman.
Well, hey, Colonel.
Come on in. Take the load off.
Oh, I'm kind of in a hurry. I got this nagging feeling in the back of my head. I should probably get back. They found this scarecrow.
They can carry on for about 20 minutes after the bathroom.
Okay, cool. I can do that. Yeah. So, and on second thought, I will come in and sit down.
He has I had this brought in just for you, Northman. I figured you might be stopping by.
What
And there's a very obvious child's rocking chair sitting there.
is that Muskoka?
Well, yeah, it is.
Oh my God! The last time I found this, it was in some weird place called Canada.
Well, we done away with that place.
Thank God.
Once they took their guns away, that was it. They didn't stand a chance.
Poor Canadians. Wait, let's sit in this rocking chair. Oh wow, this is nice. Like really nice. Wow. Anyway, I wanted to discuss this contract with you.
Yes. What would you like to discuss about it?
I found it odd, that you were looking to recruit.
Well, we're always looking to widen our horizon, so to speak. I even extend the offer to the little Jinjiriki jar girl.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Jade did do a fine job presenting the offer. Very professional. I could tell there was no
I'm glad to
prejudice.
hear.
Yeah. And Rex is such a nice guy. Do you know he could bake?
Yes.
Man, he's got some good cookies.
Oh, very good.
But
Very good.
But yeah. So you mentioned you're looking to you said expand your horizons.
Yes.
Yeah. What exactly does expanding your horizons? What does that entail?
Well, things are changing in the world, Northman. As you've probably been able to tell.
Yeah.
The guild's acting, and they're starting to close shop on a few of their recycling centers.
Close shop.
Yeah.
You mean they're not reviving people anymore?
Well, they're being... Have you ever been to a grocery store?
Yeah.
How they used to have a bunch of lines open,
Yeah.
and now they don't?
Uh-huh.
And it takes longer, and you're being funneled through 1 to 2 stalls?
Mm-hmm.
It'll be more like that.
So you're wanting to fill in the gaps in the grocery store?
No.
Okay.
We're just going to take some of those grocery stores, for instance, and take them for ourselves.
You're going to start a war?
No. We're not going to do anything like that. We have an agreement. We're going to take a few for ourselves, and then we're going to play a role in some of the... Well, I say take it for ourselves. We'll pretty much be... In some of them, we'll be pretty much the deities of the universe. There will be no guilds. There will be no magic.
You'll block Sophia from entering these worlds, is what you're saying.
We're going to help with the recycling process in some of the worlds that she leaves open.
You're going to monopolize.
Sort of. It's nothing that she's going to be too upset about. Because she does need us for this. And she continues to get what she wants from the recycling centers. People still get another chance, as she wants, from these centers. And then we get what we want. Entertainment. A lack of boredom. And we'll live forever. Which is sometimes a curse. But the entertainment keeps us alive, Northman.
Colonel, listen, I'm going to level with you here, okay? You know I'm married now, and, I really want to just start settling down with Kagya and maybe start a family, and I just don't know what the future holds, and I'm really worried for my family, and
I can promise security
That's what
in
I
these
need. Yes.
troublesome times. No,
Yeah. That's what I need. I need some security to know that me and my family are gonna be okay. And I'd like to trust Sophia, but she's so impersonal, and I've seen her one time, and that's when she was ripping apart Bella. You know, I don't know who to trust, Colonel.
you can always trust me, Nathan. When have I led you wrong?
You know, you never have. You really haven't. You've been almost like a father figure to me.
Well, I'm proud to hear that, Nathan. That means a lot. Lost the voice there for a second.
Why am I getting a feeling about for later? What the fuck is going on?
So listen, when you decide to move in, and we'll call it repurpose these worlds.
Well, they will lock down the worlds they take.
Mm-hmm.
There will be no way to get in or out. They will erase all life from these worlds.
Mm-hmm.
All life. And will funnel it into the other worlds. But the amount of power and strain it takes on Sophia is the only reason that she's not went and killed Kyle herself. Well, I won't say it's the only reason. Even he serves a purpose in all of this. But with the Paladin being back, and some other events that have transpired, and our newfound arrangements, there is no need or no purpose in putting up with Kyle's little bitchy self.
Right. No longer necessary. Yeah.
Right.
So will me and my party be safe, or?
Well, there's a way that everybody can be safe, Northman.
Well, yeah. I want to make sure that we can keep everybody safe.
Yeah, there's always a way.
Well, do you have a plan? Little.
Well, the guild's not going to destroy their own.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I've extended offers to the rest of you, so everybody has a chance. What'll happen to everybody else, I'm not entirely certain. It might depend on the universe, it might depend on the time, it might depend on what exactly her plan is.
Just promise me this.
I do know that this is the short fight. Kyle is not the end goal for the guild.
What is the end goal for the guild?
They have their sights set way high. As of now, Sophia's power rivals these people, these deities. But it's not enough to put a war yet. They need a boost. Her, Paladin, all their followers need something. But once they have it, they will start that war. And they will amass more power from that war as they capture more and more and more. There's a bunch of elders' deities they plan on taking out. The gods of old. They get their way when they are done, there will be just them. They will leave us, but it will be, as far as the other deities now, the so-called good ones, the elder cores, the bad ones.
Yeah.
They plan on getting rid of all of those.
So if we're talking, capitalist market here, why would I not just sign up with Sophia?
Well, that's an option, Northman. But I feel as if you would have done that, if you were going to do that, you'd have done that a long time ago.
But if she kills...
You feel like a man that does not want to be a cog in the machine. You like personalization.
I just
You
want...
like to have a goal-driven purpose that will help you and yours. Other than just security. Because you'll have security with us both.
A goal. Something to strive for.
Exactly, Northman.
You know what? You're right. You're right. We can make a lot of well-treated bunny ladies very happy in their newfound homes. I mean, look at Victoria's bunny lady.
She was a cat, but yeah.
Cat, whatever. Had ears. It was weird. She's picking fur out of her teeth for days. It was awkward.
Yeah, it's to each their own, though.
But that cat is happy.
That cat is very happy. It's a fat cat.
You know what, Colonel? I want one guarantee.
What would that be, Northman?
If something happens to me and the party, and we need help, you got to rescue all of us. I call out to you. You got to get all of us. You can't just get me. One time. Then if it happens again, you can just let them die. But one time, I want you to pull us out of trouble when I call you.
What kind of trouble do you expect to be in, Northman?
I don't know, Colonel. I don't know. I work with a bunch of idiots.
We have arrangements with
like
the guild. Go ahead.
These guys, like, there's orangutan, all right? And then these guys are like one step below that, okay? All right. I mean...
Well, Northman, I know the top.
Yeah. I mean, these guys literally stared at a mahogany gate for 15 minutes and didn't even try to open it. That's the kind of people I'm working.
Yeah, and I'm able to see certain things no matter where they're at, thanks to Rex and Jade. The way that Bella girl turned down the contract without even looking at it or reading it on preconceived principles of righteousness. Rather stupid.
Awful windy there.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it was.
I can pretty much guarantee that, Northman, to an extent. But if you find yourselves on the bad side of the guild, Sophia, and the paladin, I may not be able to save all of you.
I understand. Yeah, I would understand that 100%. And at which point I will, as a loyal CNJ member, will make the appropriate decision as to who we bring. Who takes priority?
All right, Northman.
All
I
right.
believe we have a deal.
We have a deal.
You shake hands. Do you shake his hand?
Shake, shake.
Shake his hand, and as you do, your name is signed on the contract that's sitting on the table in front of you.
That's unnerving, but okay.
You feel a weird sensation of Chad-like energy filling your body.
Hey, can I ask a personal question?
You're still shaking hands, yes.
Is it working again?
What's that?
Is it working again?
Better than before.
Such relief.
Northman, you seem to have a little curse on you. That
do.
should be gone now.
Yeah, I feel much better. Much better.
I left the good side effects, though.
Well, all right. Thank you, sir.
I'll be temporarily leaving you, but that's how it works.
Oh, well, Colonel, thank you so much for your time. But could you possibly beam me back to Jade and Rex?
You're still shaking his hand.
Mm-hmm.
You have I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. You can pretty much feel something in. Do you want to be your left eye or your right eye?
Right eye.
Your white eye. You see solid white for a second.
Oh.
As that goes away, you see the Colonel that was looking. He did look like a colonel for a second. As it fades away, you see a being of almost like lightning energy in the silhouette of the colonel. Like you seen a picture of like all the veins and arteries and stuff in him. It's kind of like that, or an exoskeleton.
Okay.
You see that for a second. Then you see a glimpse of a big flying creature in a void for a moment. And you see a silhouette of lightning in it. And then you see white again. And then you're back to normal.
Oh my.
I'm back.
Well,
That's just a little slide. That's just a little slide, so Norm.
Thought it was a crazy wet dream, but okay.
Well, that's up to your interpretation.
What was that? The weird.
All in due time, Northman.
Okay.
All in due time. Well, a long time ago.
Oh, story time.
Me. But people change. I've mellowed out.
You were a dragon?
Sort of.
You were a sort of dragon?
Pretty much, Northman. Pretty much.
Whoa.
I still am, but just more business-like now.
You know, Satan is a dragon. So
Yes.
He was also beautiful.
Just like you, Colonel. What have I...
He's probably a smooth talker, too.
I feel like I've made a mistake suddenly, but it's too late now.
Would you like an apple?
Shh.
Like Northern just sold the devil.
Well, we'll find out later.
Your right eye is now white. You can see clearly through it,
Mm-hmm.
but you can now. I'm trying to think. You have dark vision up to 60 feet. I don't think you had that before.
No, I didn't.
And you can also see 30 feet in true darkness, which is the spell, like through the spell darkness.
Oh, okay, cool.
Magical darkness.
Yes, magical darkness. That's what I'm looking for.
Awesome. Okay.
And those are passive abilities that you have all the time now.
Excellent.
But it is important to note, you can only, as of right now, you can only see it out of your right eye.
Okay. Only see anything or only see it?
No, only see the dark vision
Gotcha.
and the magical darkness.
I got you. Okay.
And what is your base charisma score?
20?
Storm, when is the next modifier?
22. Take it to +6.
You go to 22.
What? No way. I thought that was impossible.
It's not.
Quickly.
It's impossible through ASIs, but magic and boons and whatnot allow it.
Gotcha. Okay. Let me adjust that. Go ahead.
That's it for now.
Excellent. I now work for CNJ, and I can't wait to see how excited everyone is to hear about it.
I'm happy to have you on the roster, Northman.
You know, I really trust you, Colonel. I think we're going to make a great team.
I think we will too. And we'll make lots of money.
Yeah. All kinds of money. And
Exactly.
help a lot of people, mistreated bunny girls.
Exactly.
You know, we just saw this mistreated crocodile. They killed his friend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was so sad to see. So I think we can really help him too.
Did you bring us... They killed his friend. Did you bring the remains with you so we could fix it now?
He is with the party. Why don't you beam me on back to them, and when we're done, I will bring the crocodile and Frederick, his name is, the buddy, back to you.
But that can work.
Sounds great.
Anything for a valued employee.
Well, stop it. Valued. Sophia never said that to me.
Out of character. It's a good thing I took medicine for the knife in Northman's back later.
Anyway, so, I'll see you, Northman.
All right, see you, Colonel.
What is the party doing?
Well, right now, me
Victoria
and
and Hikari are inside.
I
I'm
have,
more waiting on a cue to, go Casey and go right to the door.
Do we even have a plan for getting her out of here?
I have an idea to unbrainwash.
not yet.
I have an idea to unbrainwash her. We just need to get this thing over her head, correct? She doesn't know we're here.
Why?
I could use
We have
shadow.
a thing?
You were instructed by the guild last time that if you need to lower her HP and wear her out, and then you have pretty much a old hangman's
Pokeball.
thing to put over her head, and when she's weak enough, this will be able to overcome the brainwashing.
Okay, so she has to be weakened. I was about to say, I could just slip it onto her while she's not paying attention.
Not while she's at full strength.
Well, I guess that goes to plan B.
Like I said,
She does not know we are here. I could easily charge up a 12 charge strike before we enter combat, and then just teleport strike her.
So at this time, while everyone besides Victoria and Hikari are inside, or outside, Northman teleports back about 10 feet in the air,
Huh?
and his prince is caught by Rex.
Oh. Thanks.
That kills me every time.
And he
Thanks,
puts you down on the ground.
I don't know what I'm saying.
No, Jade times up. This Northman, don't talk about his mother like that.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to. I don't know what I'm saying. I'll stop.
Look at you and say, "I'm just kidding."
Oh, you
just asked him where the bathroom was.
Oh. Love it.
Congrats, Northman.
Hikari, do you have a jar?
Have a what?
A jar.
No. I do have the ability to freeze her solid if I can connect a hit.
Our
Well, I'm thinking about
Our
fallout and putting it in a jar.
followers of Sophia do not carry jars. Really, true followers of Sophia.
I know. I still have. I forget who I gave the vials of Gex blood to, but kind of useless now that. All right, so we have a few options here.
Like I
The
said,
first-
I freeze her solid.
The first, I don't think that's going to work the way we intend it. So, option one is we just straight up get into a slugfest with her and hope it goes well. Option two is I put her in a dome of force and hopefully Nina shows up. Option three is I put her in a magic circle, which is a much lower spell, but I don't know what she is. I think she's a construct, so I don't think magic circle is going to work.
So we're gonna scratch that then.
She was confirmed. I will go ahead and say it. She is a construct of some nature.
Well, we can axe that then.
I've already burnt my 9th level.
As you're sitting there as a bat, Winnie the Pooh thumping your head, she changes the position of her legs being crossed while she's on the throne.
Alright, so she's awake, but doesn't. She definitely sees us.
So,
Off Kyle's could see it. She knows good and damn well we're here. She's just waiting for us to come up with something. She's toying with us.
she doesn't know we're in the room, she just knows we are in the vicinity.
I would assume that it's that she probably knows that you guys are in the room, and that I'm literally waiting right outside the door.
Okay, so with Victoria basically mental linking all of us, I'm going to confirm with the team. So I can do something that would probably weaken her.
What's wrong, Alice Cookies?
Ah, fucking damn it! I knew it. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to turn back into my human form, but I'm going to land behind Akari and be extremely uncomfortable by touching Akari's back and casting haste on him.
What I'm gonna do is go in KCM2 before this fight starts.
Okay.
So 1d4.
I am confirming this one with Northman through mental telepathy using
And
Victoria.
then after that, I'm going to use my right eye ability to boost Clay.
Alright.
Well, you're behind me.
So I confirm this with Northman because this may do wonders, but this may also hurt like the devil for both the people getting hit. How good is your cleric abilities?
What do you want to do? Pull my spellbook up.
I was going to use a full charge of my monk strike, or one of my monk arts. The issue is at level 12, the monk skill, I take full recoil. So whatever I hit them with hits me as well.
So you're saying you
Sure.
take the same damage. You basically take all the damage you just dealt.
Yes, but at the same time, I can hit really hard. I have the health to back it up, but it's a pretty big, it's an Occam's razor in a sense. It does the job, but it has a backfire effect. Or not Occam's razor, monkey's paw.
I do have true resurrection, so if you die, I can
The
bring
odds
you back.
I was about to say, the odds of
Now,
us killing
I
you
will
are
say
very
that
astronomically
typically the True
low.
Resurrections won't work as its own log, but that will act different for you now.
What'd you say? Say that again.
It doesn't really matter, but typically the True Resurrection wouldn't work for rules of the universe, but now that you are in a business arrangement, that is a little different. So
okay.
Okay, so I'm going to give Victoria a signal to get ready to signal everyone to bust in. I'm going to teleport to one of the darkest corners of the room and start charging up one of my ultimates.
You currently have haste, so you're going to do it twice the time, or half the time.
Yes, but that's only going to give me 8 charges. I still need 12. I can use Adrenaline Purge to get the 12, but then I need one more additional action to actually
You have that.
Wait, I do?
Yes,
My
my
haste
right
lasts
ability.
for a minute as long as I can concentrate on it.
And my right
Anyway.
ability, which I can read to you. One ally gains an extra attack for one turn cycle from from when this ability is used. Although on my turn, that means I only have 2 extra attacks. So you have another extra attack.
Which means I have 13. I can literally full charge and hit him at the same time. Oh my. I guess I'm engaging this combat. But now, which element to use? I guess is the best question.
I'm going to tell the rest of the team it's time to execute. Let's do this.
outside, you hear enough of this, bitches, and then Jay kicks in the mahogany doors. So everyone floods in. Victoria, right there she is. Victoria and Hikari are further up, and then everyone else is right here at the entryway. And I can move Northman back to the board from outside the thing. As they enter and the door is opened, the entire area lights up. Some type of magical light from above.
Dang. Well, there goes my invisibility.
You see that the pillars, or not pillars, but the green walls on the picture I sent are in fact actually green and made of some type of, at least covered by, but some type of foliage and vines and stuff. A black throne and stairs going around it. Each layer is taller and taller. It's stairs going up, and the throne's in the middle. It's made out of some type of black metal. There's doors on the back. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of doors, but you can only see 4 because the back left one is blocked by a wall. Well, nice of you to finally come in. Have you prepared all your little abilities?
Yes. I am. Yes.
It's okay. How many extra
One of
attacks do you have?
I'm brave enough to speak.
Yes.
Trust me.
I am brave.
We're ready. We are ready for anything you can dish out.
Even my pet Tarask behind this wall.
Yeah, that might be a little much. But
You don't have a pet to rasp behind the wall. Calling your bluff.
Shut up.
I like how me talking is going to make the difference between her revealing the Tarask and not.
You look to the wall. You look to the small wall closest to you, and a little section of it opens up, and you see a plush Tarask.
Plush?
Plush. It's a toy. And then it shuts back.
Ooh, I'm so scared of your little toy Tarask.
I was misleading, but I do have a pet Tarask. Thank you very much. You get the feeling that even though she's brainwashed, she has the sassy, in charge attitude that Jim and I loved because he was a bottom. And during her brainwashing, that sassy, playful attitude never left. Even Jade comes in and says, I kind of like this bitch.
Huh.
Rex is
Look, Woody Banner. Akari, punch her in the stupid fucking mouth.
With full pleasure. Come on, I'm looking for a 50. That'll work.
So since you prepared all this shit, I'm gonna let you go before I even do the initiative stuff. I was gonna let you go at it.
Ooh. Let's hope I connect. So I've got the purple active, and I got my Nephilim transformation. Which means if this connects... Fingers crossed, boys!
If 25 doesn't hit, we have a problem.
25 hits.
Alright. So I'm going to be using... which element did I decide I wanted to use? I think I'm going to use my earthen element, which is Tremor. With this connecting, she also has to make a DC 17 Constitution save, or be dazed for 2d4 turns. But let me roll the damage.
So it's 25. What was the save? 20? Wait.
No, 17.
Oh, okay. I don't know what I was thinking.
Let's see. That was just to not be dazed.
Okay.
Now for the damage, which is... Let's see.
Did that make a con? Did that make her make a con save?
Yeah, that was the Constitution save.
Okay.
Basically, she just got hit with a giant 2-ton stone fist. Let's see. For my Nephilim transformation, so that's that. Do I get any extra thing from your eye, tube?
Nope.
When it comes to damage?
Nope. Just
One
back.
Anything from you? Oh, well, no, haste just gave me extra actions, so that'll just be.
Yeah, an extra attack at the cost of my own. At the cost of one of my own extra attacks for this turn.
So I take 89 and she takes 178.
Damn.
You know, I thought I was going to take more damage, seeing as I was doing 12d12.
I expected more.
Hey, that's a good start, though.
178, you said?
I took 89, she took 178. Because I activated purple.
Right.
And it would have been 12d10, but I activated the Nephilim. Thank you, dice roll.
As you run up to, are you punching?
Yeah, this is basically just one giant stone fist decking her in the face.
As you go to do that, you do not connect. That's like you can't make it past the stairs going up to her. But as you throw your fist, or you throw your fist out there, the force leaves your fist, and it does connect with her. But you do not, for whatever reason, you are not able to transcend this throne area. Transcend.
So this is a ranged fight.
And she is still just sitting on the throne with her legs crossed. In an office lady type manner. She, as your attack kind of hits, she just repositions her legs again. Is that all you have, King?
Seeing as the fact that just hurt the crap out of me as well as decking you in the face, and you're just sitting here like nothing happened, I honestly got nothing else to say, but holy crap.
Who is the strongest among you?
Physically or magically?
Well, either way, really.
Magically her, physically me.
I'm
who
Jack
would
of all
deal the
trades, master of none.
who would deal the most damage in one turn, or in one round of combat? I don't know a way she could ask that.
If I was smart, I would have taken 2-level dip in fighter, and it would be me. But I am not smart, and did not take a 2-level dip in fighter. So technically, that would be Clay.
A king, huh? Interesting.
Unfortunately.
So, as we begin, and the walls in this this lair kind of shift a little bit. And a chunk of, you look, as it's moving around, you look up, you notice the ceiling is made of the same materials that the walls, the green walls, are inside. And after being hit, a big chunk, and Hikari is the closest now, a big chunk of just like moss and vines, other things lands, and it kind of grazes Hikari, as it, like, part of it does. It's not trying to attack him or damage him, but it just kind of grazes him. Another part just kind of grazes her. And you look as a foliage form of Hikari is formed at the bottom of the throne.
This could be bad.
Yeah, I can agree.
Don't worry, boys. We got Molotovs.
Oh, yeah.
The situation is interesting to say the least.
Molotovs.
We still have Molotovs, right?
Yeah. We never used them.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
I'm gonna say, don't worry, guys. I can set him on fire. Hey, Northman over here. We got Molotovs, me. That sounds more threatening than fireball sometimes.
So, just to clarify, Northman, you had a little bit of damage done to you. I put you up to top since your conversion and everything else. It makes sense to me story-wise.
Okay.
You're like 20 points of
Yes,
damage from
I
Papa
did.
Golem.
Mm-hmm.
You were topped off before this fight.
Okay, let me go and go to my stats.
I already did it on mine. I'm just letting you know.
Thank you, sir.
And I took 89 damage.
So, it was 89, right?
I took 89. She took 178 due to the fact I used purple.
Right, you both took 89. Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. Noted.
All right. So, as I am reading, my favorite thing to do. I'm reading to make sure I don't get this wrong.
DM troubles, aka reading.
It's a shame I don't know how to read.
Outstanding. So, this doppelganger, Hikari, appears to be having his own glow to him.
Uh-oh.
Energy glow? His arm is, while it's all foliage, his arm is starting to glow in the same manner and light up as actual Hikari.
Oh, crap.
Clay, roll the same attack you did on her.
You mean to see if it hits, or to see if it...
Yeah, let's see if Hikari hits you now.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, crap. Please be low roll. Just hits. Wait, I cast shield. It now no longer hits.
Well, he still has a haste, and he is going to attack. Roll all the millions of attacks that you can possibly do in a turn.
Because he's using the 12 charge, that means he burned all of them.
That is true.
That means he has zero actions from that one thing. And he also... And because it missed... Whew. I'm glad I took that spell.
Would you would still have a reaction too. That wouldn't burn your own haste, and you use all the actions. It would still have bonus action, wouldn't you? You would, right?
No, that'd burn my bonus action. I can cast shield as a reaction though.
Yeah. That's what I was. I don't know where I got that from. Okay. Hikari is now in standby mode, and it is. Let me go back to the initiative. It is Lillith's turn.
Oh crap.
Oh, no.
Do.
It does not help I'm hurt.
What do you mean?
I literally did 89 damage to myself just to hit her in the face.
Surely not. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Fingers crossed.
All right. She is going to cast imprisonment on Victoria.
I really don't want to do this, but I'm going to have to. I'm going to cast Counterspell at 8th level.
She's casting this at 9th. So what's the thing?
I'll have to... it does the spell slot below it. You'd have to contest my Arcana, or we'd have to have an Arcana contest.
Just the Arcana contest?
Yeah.
I remember spell diluted. I wasn't sure what.
Well, I think
You are going to think I made this up.
19.
You're
Nat
not going to
one,
like what I'm going to
one.
be putting in here because this is going to look fake.
Nat 1, Nat 1, Nat 1.
Or it's
We
kind of
can
what I'm
all
banking on.
go.
Crit, fail, crit, fail, fail.
Fuck.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Now, 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 now.
So now I have to make the wisdom save,
Yep.
which is going to be straight up not a good time. Wisdom. Well, after my lowest stat, I see 11. There ain't no fucking way.
11 does not get it.
Not even.
You turn into a little Victoria. You turn into a little Victoria statue.
So, I really need to read the fucking rule book, but her hitting me with magic sets off my contingency, which is whenever I come under magical influence other than my own, it casts contingency casts the spell magic at 5th level, but I don't think that's going to take out a 9th level spell.
You know what? Because this happens once, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to say, since you had that already in place, that between the counterspell and that you are able to survive this round.
Yeah, I'm alive.
Because you did have something already in place to help you. I'll say they boosted each other. How about that?
Yay.
You are no longer going to be a little Victoria doll.
Yay for magic wizardly nonsense. Alright. We're still in the fight.
Right.
Note to self. Contingency plan for later.
Next contingency plan is called a thermo nuke.
Well, I have a plan. It's not a particularly good one, but
Instead, she is going to look at Akari. And she is going to cast... Let me get back to the spell so I can read it. She's going to cast Power Word Stun. You speak a word of power that can overwhelm the mind of one creature that can see within range, leaving it dumbfounded. The target has 150 hit points or fewer, it is stunned. Otherwise, the spell has no effect. The stunned target must make a Constitution saving throw at the end of each of its turns. Unless it says save, the stunning effect ends.
Are you sure you want to do that?
It's already done.
or con save.
Storm, you forget one thing about the monk, don't you?
The con save is the end of your turn.
Yep.
So basically, you're out of the fight for one round.
No, because he's using a mental effect. You forget one thing about the monk, don't you?
It's not. I don't think it interacts that way.
It's not really a mental effect. It's just a spell. It's magic.
No, it's a power word. It's not a.
So it's not a mental influx spell, which I'm immune to.
No, it's just a power word. It's not power word die. Or, yeah, power word kill. Then you die. You just die. It's the end of you.
Silence, boy! She yells out, and now you're stunned.
So I gotta roll a Constitution save?
At the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Crap!
So, Amy runs up, and she's next to Victoria. And adjacent to Akari. Akari is going to heal 10 hit points, just being within range of Amy, when Amy shows up.
Yay!
Do make sure that and that. Then Amy is going to try to shoot her while she's on her throne. No one else really needs any healing right now. I don't know why I rolled one of those.
Well, I know that one hit.
He has 3 attacks.
Jesus.
And that's
Wait, no.
220.
Yeah, that's 20. So I hope those hit.
Which one? 3.
I know the 27 hits.
Yeah, that one's safe to say.
And he does 29 damage. Well, if you want to do better, Bella, you do it. I don't know. I'm just shooting here. The Kari's turn.
I would do more.
The Kari's
Which
turn.
I literally
Con.
can't do anything except the Constitution.
Roll your con save.
Attacking the ones that I don't have that much confidence in.
Bella is on deck. You failed.
Please tell me that's... Dadgummit!
Can he be snapped out of it by an outside force?
Nope.
Shit.
At this point, defeat the version of me that's probably about to deck me in the face next turn.
Now this is a very interesting situation.
Giant plant creature in front of me. Fire
Bella's
style.
turn. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Wait, say what? I was talking to Clay. What you said, Dakota?
I said it's your turn. Go ahead.
Alright. Well...
I'm updating the battlefield in the Discord, too.
So...
Yeah, I was gonna say, we really don't know what's going on. We're just kind of...
Well, I'll put the initial.
So, as my bonus action, I'm gonna also activate my Phoenix form as well.
The guy in the throne itself is Clay. That will be used as the layers summon.
Okay. So my Phoenix form is only gonna last one turn. That's fucking...
Oof.
So... what I'm going to do... Oh.
It's alright, take your time. We don't have a stream waiting or anything. Or like you could have been thinking about this for the last 10 minutes. Fine.
Funny guy.
Find out 3 turns in advance. Assuming no one dies.
Yeah, assuming no one does.
And I literally can't plan anything because I'm stunned.
So...
Akari notices in the corner of his eye, he's stunned, that she gives him the OK symbol with her hand.
So I'm gonna use Great Fireball. It's 150 feet of range from where I'm at.
Okay. Do you want to move to the side or you want to cast it straight?
Let me see the map first. Shit. Where am I at? All the way in the back. Well, it's oh shit, it's a cone.
That's why I'm asking. If you want to hit Amy and everybody else in the back, that's fine, but you need to tell me that.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna go over to this side so I don't hit anybody.
Okay, you're going to move to the right side. Okay.
So thanks. So this is going to take about 8 chakra to do. I'm gonna make this a 90
What's the width on this attack? Does it say?
As an action, use Spellfire from out either as a massive orb or roaring, or as a massive orb or roaring flame, or as a continuous flamethrower. The size of the attack is changed by the amount of chakra used. The flames engulf the target and leaves a crater in the ground. Make a ranged spell attack. On hit, the target takes 8d6 plus your intelligence, fire damage. Each creature in a 10-foot radius of the target must make A dexterity saving throw will take 8d6 plus intelligence.
Okay. There is no way possible. It's a 10-foot radius. There is no physical way possible for you to have enough movement to not hit Akari with this blast.
I'm also resistant to fire, so hit me.
If it was a 5-foot radius, you'd be fine, but 10 feet is not possible.
Alternatively,
Depends on the range of the spell behind her.
Alternatively,
True, you can do that.
Jutsu. Alternatively, you cast the jutsu. You may make it a target. You may make it target everything in a 30-foot cone.
Yeah, you could reposition it.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
If you're gonna hit me,
I'm gonna use
I'll be fine.
chakra in total to make this a 90-foot. And for every 2 additional chakra points spent, the jutsu damage is increased by 1d6. Or in this case, for every 1 chakra. For every 1 additional chakra point spent, the jutsu damage is increased by 1d6. So.
Okay. So how much jutsu and how much nerd points and how much damage?
8 chakra in total, which with my abilities which means that's that full power. So that would be an additional 4d6. Yeah, shit.
So roll the total.
Well, first I have to see if it hits.
Wait, this is not a dex savings ability?
It is if you're in the radius of it.
Well, I'm sure as crap in the radius.
You'll be alright.
Okay, so you need 2 dex saves. Gotcha. Akari, what was your dex?
No.
I'm on it.
No, what is
I
your
take
dex?
it I get
He's positioned it where you're not going to be hit. What is your dex, though? What's your dex mod? Where's this?
plus 5.
19 for fake Akari. $19 for Lillith.
Doesn't matter because it doesn't even hit.
What's trying the saving throw if you have to roll it?
It still has to hit.
What are you talking about? If it has a saving throw, then on a miss they take half damage. On a save, I mean.
The flame engulfs a target and leaves a crater. Make a ranged spell attack on hit. So it doesn't even matter because it didn't even hit.
So I didn't need to roll a saving throw because it's not a saving throw.
Yeah,
it's
only a
spell.
saving throw if it hits and the people are in.
Okay. This is why Naruto, they just threw shit in there to make it sound like Naruto. Okay, you miss. The fire goes past you, and it goes past them as you do this, breathing out of your mouth with all this flame, and you hit the door behind her throne, and the door opens up, and the fire goes in, and the door shuts.
I feel like that's going to come back to haunt us at some point.
Interesting detail.
All right, it is now Victoria's turn.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Hold my spell book. And we're going to... this was a lot better.
I did have
an 8th level spell.
Okay,
well, hold on then. What do you have? You didn't speak up to say anything.
I do have one more extra attack, but considering the situation, I'm just gonna pass. Honestly,
you didn't need to say anything then. Okay, go Victoria.
All right, we're going to spend 2 sorcery points, and we're going to quicken. I know what to do. We're going to quicken Mind Sliver. We're going to quicken Mind Sliver. Just make an intelligence save, which is probably the opposite of what I need to do, but it's the best one I have.
I'm looking at her
I don't
intelligence.
know. Her constitution was pretty high. She might be missing the intelligence due to the mind control.
Outstanding.
I'll be a son of a gun.
She takes,
Well
I'm
done.
going to roll this, takes 46 psychic damage. And the next saving throw she makes before the end of my next turn, she has to roll a 1d4 and subtract that from the total.
Okay.
So the next spell we're going to cast, let me find it, I think it's 6th. Yeah, it's 6th. We're going to cast Disintegrate at 6th level. So now she has to make a dexterity, I think it's dexterity. Yeah, dexterity saving throw or take 10d6 plus 40 force damage.
We're trying not to kill her, but I'll take it at this point.
The 1d4
Does that
is
say?
necessary. No, my spell say DC is 20. Roll how many? 10d6 plus 40, 79. I forgot to roll. I forgot to roll, or I forgot to glow purple first, like a freaking moron.
Correct.
All right, we're gonna glow purple now then. I always, it's like the one ability I always forget about.
Yeah.
I even used it.
You put that shit on like a spell book or something.
According to the dice I rolled, according to the dice I rolled earlier, Amy also forgot, so I didn't activate hers.
Oh yeah, Amy, roll purple.
Oh dang it! I put my KCM before the battle started.
Listen, not all of us are Narutards with special magic. Okay, I mean technically we glow purple, so the answer to that question is yes. But I came here to cast fireball. Okay,
that's no excuse. That's for two.
I'm about to say I'm right now a purple glowing Nephilim.
Okay, so that's all I got.
All right, Northman's turn.
All right, so
Northman's turn with Rex on deck.
okay, I want to cast Holy Weapon on myself.
Okay.
And then I want to cast Glyph of Warding.
Just to meta a little on this one, Northman, glow white.
I don't wanna.
I don't think he can do that yet.
How close is Foliage Hikari to Lillith?
20 feet.
Okay, so I'm not gonna do that yet. I'm gonna save that. Cast that. We know what kind of energy that she can that this is, like what it's foliage, but is that a particular kind of energy?
You can make an Arcana check.
Okay, let me get that pulled up real quick.
I'd say you are a cleric. You have the ultimate banhammer, Divine Smite.
Dang it.
I think Divine Smite's universal.
13 for Arcana.
He's made from the time or two you met Uncle Jimmy or Gemini. You get he's kind of a weird guy.
Mm-hmm.
So there's really he put a lot of his magic into her, and that was most of his magic came from the blood, sweat, and tears and salt from the old god Storm from a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't really know much more than that. It might have a little bit of Fey magic in there too.
Okay, so you gotta help me here. Acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder. Is it any one of those?
No.
Okay, well then that's no good. In that case, I'm going to toss this Molotov at foliage, Corey.
Okay, make a attack. Would that be a deck since he's throwing it?
I don't know. Would it be an athletics?
Just make an attack roll. Just a strength.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna move you up next to Amy.
Oh well, that's unfortunate. 10.
It hits.
It hits. Hooray! Okay, how much damage does a Molotov do?
I don't remember. I'll be honest with you.
Well, it's made of foliage.
I can tell you with the item cattle.
you got me.
Hold
I'm
on.
about to look it up.
If I remember,
Fire flask. It does not enough.
Wait, a 10 hits foliage? You got, wait, what?
Actually, it's not an attack roll. It's a dexterity saving throw.
No, it's already hit.
But the alchemist, the alchemist fire flask thing does 1d4 damage.
Oh, that's
That's
it?
a letdown.
Wow, I really thought it'd be more since he's fire, but it's too late now. So,
I'm giving you a
Well-
1d10 because a 1d4 sucks.
thank you.
Okay. Well, according to the
I did not mean to do that yet. So you go ahead.
Okay.
but it
Oh,
does.
10.
There you go.
Sure, in fact, check. Actually, here, I'm gonna send this to you, and you can make heads or tails of it. I don't want to.
Okay. Is it about the fire? Is that what it's about?
Yes, that area stays on fire, but
Outstanding. He was going to stay on fire anyway.
Hooray!
no, that's fair.
plan.
They're also running nice
I know your problem.
live stream in the background for views. But
If I could get out of stun, I have a great idea.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I was going to say he's on fire. He's the burning bush now, pretty much.
Heck yeah.
Every Bob Marley fan's biggest dream.
See where your mind's at. Anyway,
You said turning. I went to weed.
I went to Moses. But anyway,
What the crap? is
again, your
happening?
mama could have done better. What else does Northman have?
That's really it. Unless you're gonna let me make a attack roll on this guy, but I figured the Molotov was an attack roll.
For that letdown, go ahead.
Oh, for real? You're gonna let me? Okay.
Hey, you got multi-attack anyway. You're fine.
Just gonna swing at the guy.
Alright. Remember your contract stuff.
Let me reread that. Make sure I know what's going on. Oh, not the contract, but my buffs.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right.
Okay, so that's. Thank you for reminding me because I did. I completely forgot about that. Okay. Yeah.
Your drunk bucks.
How do I? I'm gonna
Just
go.
add the number to you.
Yeah. No. It's I'm swinging my my mace.
Okay. What are you swinging at? Are you going to swing at her or are you swinging at him?
Foliage Akari. I don't think I can get to her because Akari was stopped too, so I didn't even try.
Okay. So you're swinging at him.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Was that 1d8?
He says a Warhammer.
Yeah.
So 1d8 or 1d10 because that's what Toxan has.
Okay.
Or did have.
Excuse
you
me. It's
play
not a
with
war.
four.
It's not a warhammer. It's a war pick. It's a 1d8.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
1d8. 7. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Forgot. Because I have Holy Weapon. $19.
Outstanding. All right.
And that's it. That's all I got.
All right. It is Crocky's turn.
Get him, Crocky.
Now I'm trying to remember the accent I had for him. He's very
It's British. It's British.
He's very,
British.
very proper.
Yeah.
Excuse me, lads. Let me go fight this Lillith you talk about.
Telephone.
Excuse me. Walks up to fake Akari. Akari kind of turns and looks at him. He looks at him and then he just walks directly by. He starts to walk up the throne.
What the crap?
He... There, 1 hits. And he is going to pull out a shank that he had keistered.
Good lord.
Uh-oh.
He's about to stab the tree.
And he's going to try to carve at the tree and does 16 damage. Come on, App, let me put the damage in. Please. Here. That's all I got. It's literally it. Alright, it's Rex's turn. Rex is going to run up, and he's also going to bypass the fake Akari. He's going to go to the left side of the throne. He is going to make an attack on the throne itself.
I have several questions, but I'm curious.
One of those hits, sadly. That's very sad. Rex does 16 damage.
Oof.
To the throne. Not enough. Jay's going to run up. She's going to tap Akari's ass with the sword as she runs past. You stunned over there, Akari?
Shut up.
And she puts... You don't know this, Akari, but she put a kick me sign on your butt. As she went by.
Shut up, slut bunny.
Did you say it out loud?
Yes.
She goes back to you.
Can he even speak while he's stunned?
No. Actually, I don't know. She don't care, though. She just runs past. I was going to make the joke she's going to attack him, but... She don't really give a shit.
She's just mad because I'm right.
She's going to make... Damn, my NPCs are rolling like ass. Alright, she's making an attack on Lillith herself.
Rolling like ass right now.
Okay, there's a 20. She's going to do 50 damage to Lillith. They all go on white. Both their turns done. It is now Blair's. Go to my other screen, so I have this. Fake Akari despawns. His foliage turns to mush and goes back to the ceiling. I need the entire party to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, jeez.
I hate this a lot.
But everybody rolling my
25.
dice right now.
No, that's not me. 16.
That's
10.
not me. It's not. It's sadness in that.
Oh my God.
Overwhelming sadness.
This is gonna
Thank
be
you,
horrible.
So,
well, this is Amy.
Hard.
Amy fails. This is Rex. Rex fails. This is.
And now being stunned.
Infuriates everybody this go around in this fight.
Not even is this fight. Hikari has been status bombed this entire campaign.
Again, every single one of us failed.
Well, I mean, the thing was a 23 to succeed.
I didn't fail, did I?
Yes.
No.
Oh,
Everyone
23.
failed.
Wow.
You failed, Nathan, even with that plus 16.
Yeah, I missed it.
Yeah, if you would have rolled a 7, you would have got it.
Gets two.
I would have had to roll a nat 20 to survive.
Same.
It's not my
Oh
fault.
no!
Wisdom is
Oh no! Fighters aren't ready for wisdom saves. For a spell. However, could I do this?
My skills are dexterity.
Apparently, these aren't ready for it either.
I'm about to say, I'm dexterity and charisma. I'm not wisdom. That's usually a spellcaster's department.
Ironically enough,
Hold on. I gotta make a concentration
okay,
check.
I'm freaking dexterity and intelligence.
Not that I think it particularly matters, because I don't think it's statistically possible for me to pass that. It's not possible for me to solve that. Settle. Nope, didn't pass concentration. He's no longer in the effects paste, which is fine. It's not like he was doing anything anyway.
Oh goodness. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm reading. I'm making sure I don't fuck this up.
I'm getting screwed over by status ailments. I'm getting screwed over by dice rolls. I got no money. I got
And the
no
dice
women.
rolls tonight
I
are
got no self-esteem.
horrible.
Okay.
This is a one night at the casino where you just have horrible fucking luck the entire night.
You mean like you and Storm did that one night when I took all your money?
Now I'll put you to sleep, buddy. Last time I
That was
checked.
the... No, there was one night I robbed both of you at that casino table.
38 plus 30. Okay, so it's Lilith's turn. Sorry about that.
Wait, is this a new turn cycle now?
She is going. Sorry.
So this is a new turn cycle now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
So I guess the effect of my eye wear off. Not like he was doing anything. Like he could do anything else though.
But she is going to attack. I'm making sure I'm getting my shit right. She's going to attack Amy one time. Amy is going to take. Con. Okay. Yeah, Con. Alrighty. She's going to attack Amy and Victoria with Finger of Death. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Storm, I have a crazy idea. Do you have polymorph as a spell?
Yes.
8, 30.
All you need is 2 spells.
Really screwed that up.
Yeah, what the hell is that, dude?
All you
Hybrid
need,
form. Do better.
all you need is animate and polymorph.
Roll take 48 damage.
Ow! I was gonna say polymorph a bunch of gold coins into termites.
It is now Amy's turn. Victoria is going to heal 10 points from being next to Amy.
Do I heal as well?
We're side by side. Nope, you were just out of Amy's healing range now.
Oof.
Anybody double Ted?
I don't think
Dang.
I'm in range either, am I?
No, you were in BFE on the right side. I can
Gotcha.
do this real quick for transparency's sake.
Thankfully,
Every house
my
nowhere near. Just have
doppelganger is
to
gone.
ask to make sure.
Alright, I'm putting a new picture in the Discord right now. Everyone has moved around quite a bit. That is the new picture in the Discord.
Where the hell? Oh, man. I'm the furthest one away. Good
You're
lord.
going to be able to attack. This would be +8. Everybody 10, 20. Northman, Hikari, and Victoria and Amy all heal 12 HP.
Yay!
Are you at 115, Hikari?
Wait, what?
You at 115?
Yes, if I'm doing my math correctly.
Okay. Storm, have you been doing your HP as well?
Yeah,
What are you at, 120?
correct.
Okay. Bella should be at 123.
143. Remember, my 20 temporary hit points from KCM, too.
Yeah, that's right. Right there. Oh gosh. Alright. 1 +3 +8. Damn.
Good lord.
Amy be busting caps.
48 more. Alright, it is Hikari's turn. Make a save.
Save, man! Save!
Easier said than done.
I don't think that's saved.
Does a 19 save?
I don't think it does. Considering who we're dealing with, I don't think it does.
By the sound of Dakota laughing, I do not think so.
No, it's not, sadly. Sure.
And the fact that nobody from the outside can actually break him out of it is also what sucks.
I can't even use any of my monk abilities to just be like, nah, I'm going to fix this now. Because it's not a mental ability, which is the only thing the monk is good against.
It is a little aggravating. I will 100% give you that. 100% agree.
Aggravating. This is like getting
Jeez.
kicked in the nuts.
Does it make you feel any better that you were, like, I don't know, beyond ridiculously close to getting it?
I needed one more, didn't I?
Anyway. It's... The Discord has changed my rotation? No, this is right. It's Bella's turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my left eye ability to on Lillith, so she loses an extra attack at the cost of one of my own. So her
Okay.
next turn around. So her next turn, she only has one attack.
Okay. What else you got?
Say what?
What else you got?
I'm gonna go tried and true. I'm gonna aim directly at her and you, Eldritch Blast.
Go for it.
3 million clone Eldritch Blast.
I don't have any clone screwed.
I want to move you up a bit so you can actually do that. Use all your movement.
Actually, the range is about 120 feet, so I'll still be able to hit.
I want to move you so you don't hit Akari in the back.
At this point, you might as well just skull bash me. That's about as useful as I am right now.
Plus 6. I don't think any of those hit.
Let's see. Not a single one.
Nope.
As all of those go sailing past her, half of your attacks go to the left, half of your attacks go to right. The back door is open, and they eat all the attacks, and the back door is shut.
Avery, you do not want me to hit, do you?
You are done with Victoria's turn.
Yes, I am done. Avery just does not want me to hit this. Good lord.
Hi, Avery doesn't want me to do frickin' anything.
This is ridiculous.
I'm going to spend 2 more sorcery points. And a quicken Crown of Stars. 7 starlight motes of light appear and orbit your head until the spell ends. You can use the bonus action to send one of the motes streaking towards one creature or object within 120 feet. You have to make a ranged spell attack. It does 40-12 radiant damage. But that's not the point of this turn. So next, I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on her, and she has to make a Wisdom saving throw. Outstanding. Takes 40-12 necrotic damage.
All right.
Well, that would be 42.
Yep, because you're
Not
purple.
purple.
You notice an eye twitch when that happens.
Well, when I told the dead, or when I withdrew the necrotic damage?
When that necrotic damage hits her.
Alright. Think we have a plan.
I have a plan too. Bash my head into the wall because I can't do crap.
Alright, I'm done. That's it. That's all I got.
Northman's go.
I'm still muted, sorry. How close can I get to Lillith right now?
Currently, you're 10, 20, you're about 25 feet away.
So I can make it to her.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to walk up to her and cast...
Ascend the throne area.
Yes, and cast Glyph of Warding.
Okay.
Okay. And yeah.
I was gonna say, use the Warhammer and hit her in the shin.
Let's go and... Can I go and set that off, or are you going to be really rude and mean and make me take damage because of it?
You're going to read the spell to me so I have a full understanding.
Explosive runes. When triggered, the glyph erupts with magical energy in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on the glyph. This sphere spreads around corners. Each creature in the area must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 5d8 acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage on a failed saving throw.
So what you can do is just put it 15 feet away from her throne and then back up a little bit.
Sounds good.
Because otherwise you're going to hit Rex, Jade, and yourself.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
I'm going to approach. Make it and then I'm gonna back up.
Right. And the damage was the dexterity saving throw. That's right.
Yeah.
Fire in the hole! Fire in the hole!
And it'll be 78 because I've leveled it up twice. Oh, man.
All right, go ahead and roll the damage.
$42.
So it'll be half on a save, so 21.
Yes. Yes.
Her eye twitches again. She puts her fingers on her forehead like she has a headache.
Is there any way that I can tell how much health he's at?
Make it break the fourth wall check
Yeah.
with insight
Well, there was
or a
specific
health
check.
bar.
I think there was a specific check for that, if I remember correctly. What was it? If I can remember.
I always want to tell all insight, but that's not the way the game works.
If there's no way, that's fine. I want to have a spell that has more benefits the lower health they are. So,
Or we could just say, just keep to that tradition, just keep it at insight.
I will say, if you want to not stop a combat encounter, but if you would like to inquire with your guard next to you about it,
inquire
while
with
in
my
passing,
what? With my what next to me?
your coworkers.
Let me just wait one more turn because I feel like she's starting to feel bad, but it's not enough.
Okay.
So just continue.
You're awake.
That's really I do want to get closer to her, as close as I can after this glyph
Yeah,
explodes.
You're like 10 feet away right now.
Okay, yeah, I'll hit her next time, and I am done.
Okay. Rex's turn. I clicked the wrong thing. I need to bring up Discord. 20, 40, 20.
Storm, I hope you have magic hand ready because I'm the one with the dadgum thing we need to put on her head. But because Avery wants to be a prick, I can't do it.
84. That's all he's got. It is Jade's turn. Jade is going to do her stuff. Jade is going to unsheath the sword on her back. She's going to sheath the one on her side, and she's going to pull down the sword that's been on her back this entire time. As she pulls it off her back, the wrapping on it unravels, and it falls to the ground.
I don't fucking like this.
Neither do I. But I can't do crap.
And she misses all of her attacks after pulling out a badass sword. Okay. Outstanding.
Failure.
Pretty much. That was pretty bad.
Avery doesn't want anybody to connect. Now, that much is clear.
It's clear she's also not a swordsman.
Apparently. Alright, now, beginning of this turn, the layer is going to change again. The wall... Wall to party's right is going to disappear. It's going to reappear fixated on Bella.
Fucking damn it.
Drawing, like the artist I am. Also, going to entrap little Amy. New picture taking. Come on, phone, please work. And the 5 doors that should include that in my picture. Alright. Fixing bullshit. 2, 4, 5. Pay no attention to the colonel in the background. The doors on the back side are gone and reappear on the front of the building. The walls move, and now Bella and Amy are stuck inside the shrubbery, or vines and moss type walls.
Son of a.
You are in difficult terrain, and it will take you 1 turn of nothing but constant moving and trying to get out to free yourselves.
Actually, I think I do have something that can help me get over difficult terrain. I'm not sure though. We're gonna have to look through.
The worst part is I've been going over the monk abilities and the fighter abilities this entire time. I can't get out of the stun.
Okay, now
There's nothing we can do about
she
that.
is going. Lillith is going to use her attack, and she is going to attack Victoria with a fireball. It's 8d.
Oh my gosh.
8d6.
We're gonna counter spell at 5th level.
She's casting this at 9th level.
For fuck's sake.
How many? Ah.
Alright, everybody, unless we get a decapitation or something from Dead Gum. Bunny Hooker over here. Yeah, this is TPK.
That's almost what it's looking like, but we're gonna try this fucking
13.
counter spell out.
13d6 if you can't counterspell it.
17.
I'm challenging Arcana, right?
Correct.
I believe hers was a plus 14, if I remember correctly.
She literally has to nat 1 or anything less than a 3.
Why did I do that? What's wrong with me?
We'll take it. No need to reroll. We'll take the 14 for the counter spell mark.
Fucking no.
Avery, even when you roll low roll, you like to spite us.
It's literally the same. So, no counterspell, correct?
Nope.
Yeah, nope. I would assist by using the counter spell as well, but I can't do crap.
It's a really disappointing amount of damage for a 9th level fireball.
That's a lot of ones in there.
Jesus.
A lot
Yeah.
of ones.
And this is just one attack, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
but she
that's
doesn't have a
okay.
second one.
Thankfully.
Alright. It's Amy's turn. Amy's stuck. She's going to use her entire turn to get out the foliage. It's Akari's turn.
Oh my my gosh! Finally!
Akari is free!
God frickin' dang it! I am going, as soon as my turn comes back around, to punch her so thoroughly in the face.
So, as... Nah, I won't do that. Never mind. That'd be funny, though. Bella's turn.
Don't you...
Shit. And I can't see Lillith, can I?
Nope. You are stuck in Zavishrub.
Yeah, I'm gonna use Gale Palm to help clear me over the thing.
I don't know what that means,
That's
but if you want to use your action to get out of it like a normal person, that's what you can do.
It doesn't take with Gale Palm. I can use an action to double the creature's jump distance, or in case my own. So I'm just gonna use Gale Palm to get me over the edge.
It's 100 feet tall. If you can jump 100 feet tall, it's more power to you, but I'm pretty certain you can't. 100 feet tall is nothing new. I stated that when you guys went in the room.
But doesn't the walls go all the way up to the ceiling?
They do.
So you can't even jump over them.
Nope.
Oh well, shit.
Dakota, did we hurt you at some point?
Amy literally just grabbed a machete and just walked out of it using her turn. You don't have to look through 800 pages of Naruto fandom.
You know what? Fuck. I'm just gonna go into my Susanoo and just fucking bust through the damn thing. Fuck it.
You don't have to go looking through the Naruto gangbang.
Fuck it. Yeah, I'm going into my Susanoo and just.
Okay, you use your action. You use your turn to get out of it. Okay.
It doesn't even need to go through an act or entire turn. So it's almost fucking massive.
You're still stuck in difficult terrain. Unless you specifically mention something about helping through difficult terrain, you will use your entire action, same as before.
Let me go back to it. Because I think I can dictate the size of it, that's why.
The way these bonds work, any part of you is in it, it's difficult terrain.
Where's the size of the damn thing?
Alright, go to Victoria's turn.
This thing doesn't have the fucking size. What the fuck? Until I can find this thing, go ahead. Until I can find this damn thing, go ahead.
Give me 1 second. 1 second. Okay. What are we gonna do? So Akari's finally free of the stun effect, right?
Yep.
I live.
Alright, while everybody's deciding what they're going to do, Nathan, this is going to happen on your turn, but they want to fill in the time.
Okay.
Okay, here it is.
Jay gives you a pair of glasses. She throws them to you.
Are they warden glasses?
Pretty much.
Heck
With these
yeah.
glasses, when you put them on, you can see it's just kind of like a little computer. Subject, Lillith. Weaknesses, unknown.
Okay, so the size
H-
category with the
P, low.
Okay.
by the way, I did end up finding it. Oh damn
Okay.
time.
I
Yeah,
don't have
so
a
the
lot of
minimum
good
size is
Sure.
huge right now. So I don't know if that's gonna be enough to actually just fully break through.
No.
But just sheer size alone.
So,
Mm,
is it still Tubeless' turn?
It's my turn.
Victoria's turn.
It's Victoria's turn. I was just trying to. Yeah, I know the size was in there.
My fancy magic tricks. I'm gonna use my bonus action and crush my fifth little spell slot I got from my blood magic and gain my sorcerer points back. With my action, I'm going to cast Hold Monster on Lilith. She has
Hold
to make
Monster?
a wisdom save. Yes. I assume she's of a large size category. Or is she our size?
She's a medium humanoid.
Oh, okay. Then I'll just cast Hold Person.
Okay, so it's a wisdom save.
Hold on. I'm looking for Hold Person, but I can't seem to find it. There it is. Yeah, that's a wisdom save. Fail. And she is paralyzed. And
She's
she can
going
make
to
another
choose
wisdom.
to succeed.
Do what?
She's going to
No.
choose to succeed.
Alright, I'm done.
Northman's go.
All right. I want to. Whoops. Hold
I'll
up.
be back. I got pee.
I want to cast Divine Word.
Okay.
So the way this works is that you'll make a charisma saving throw. And it really depends on if you...
Charisma.
Charisma, yeah. It really depends on if you pass or fail, if this even matters.
Let me ask this. Are you attracted to her
No.
and her domineering presence?
Nope. Can't say that I am.
Oh, and by the way, because I'm in my armor suit now, I get 60 temp hit points.
Yeah, what?
60 temp hit points.
60 temp hit points?
Yep.
Use the fuck out of me with your Naruto bullshit?
I still have the same armor class and everything. It's just thanks to the Susanoo protecting me now.
12
Anyway,
charisma.
She
What
rolled
happened?
it. You got 12.
Oh. Forgot I need to roll.
I take it a 12 as a fail.
I think it depends on what I rolled, doesn't it?
I don't. What's the spell?
Divine Word. You want me to read it to you?
I'm looking it up.
I can read it to you. I got it right here.
Divine Word. You utter Divine Word imbued with the power that shaped the world at the dawn of creation, choosing a number of creatures. No, this is against your spell save DC.
It's against my.
Well, 12 is good. You got it.
Okay, so it hit.
Yeah.
Okay, so how much health is she at? What happened?
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
How this spell works. I don't think I've ever actually read this spell.
It's pretty neat.
That's really interesting. Okay, so second tier, Nathan.
Okay, so Lillith is deaf and blind for 10 minutes.
That's really interesting. I like that spell. That's really nice.
Cool. Really good spell. I like it.
Yeah, that's quite a while in terms of D&D standards. 10 minutes. Jesus.
So, does that mean I know how much health she's at? Can I let the party know?
Yeah, you can yell it out.
She's at 40 health.
Now, time to unbrainwash her.
Yeah, you might want to do that now.
Yeah, she's not going to see you coming. She can't hear and she can't see.
Yeah, just in time for Jade and Rex to do something about it.
Oh, yeah, it's Jade's turn, isn't it?
Oh, shit.
I could really feel that knife right about now. Really twisted in the spine.
Yep.
Oh, that is pretty ironic, isn't
it? Oh, gosh. Okay, so does Northman end his turn?
it? Yeah, that's all I'm going to do. I don't want to hit her.
Describe to me how you inform everyone in this chamber about Lilith stuff.
How do I do it?
How do you describe it?
Guys, she's got like 2 more good hits in her, and she's dead.
Now would be the time to unbrainwash her.
Yeah, Rex and Jade are up, though. That's a big issue. They just have to pray they miss.
Whoops.
It is Rex's turn.
She's blind and deaf. I really don't know how you could miss at this point.
Now she's still not to see. I already see that change.
If any time is a good time to be a fucking bitch, now would be so.
She would definitely attack with disadvantage. Anyway, it is Rex's turn, and Rex is going to look at Northwind, and you're going to see how there's always light coming out of his helm for his eyes. Mm-hmm. For a second, the light goes out in one of the eyes, and it comes back on.
What?
Sort of like he winked at you.
Oh, okay. I thought he was dying.
No.
I wink back
at Rex.
Unknowingly just wink back. Okay.
Alright, that's his. I need to look at hers real quick so I don't lie. 4. Rex has her grappled. He sheathed his sword and he ran up to her and is holding her against her throne.
Well.
Jade is going to turn around to the party and with that sword still in hand and say, "So, we doing this? Who's got the kidnap bag?"
What? Hikari holds it up way ahead of you.
All right, get your little hookish up here. Come on.
Hikari's going to hurry up and get up to the throne and then immediately get it over her head.
JD's going to kick you as you walk by. You still have to kick me. You never took it off. Northman also has the opportunity to kick him.
Okay, I'm gonna kick him.
Northman also.
Okay, I'm saying, throwing it out there.
Northman also knows the term "kick the baby."
I already kicked you.
As you go to put the bag on the head, her eyes light up yellow, and has lots of light coming out. This is as you're making your way up through the throne area. Do you pause at this, or do you keep going?
Full steam ahead.
Okay, so you go ahead. You put the bag overhead. It's a burlap sack type bag with a drawstring on the bottom of it. So you put it on. You tighten up the string, tie it, whatever you need to do. Rex immediately grabs Northwind and starts backing up, and then Jade follows suit. They get off the pedestal that the throne is on and are back on the ground.
Knowing is what's probably about to happen, and I'm the only other one left up here, diving leap.
Okay, so you jump off. Lillith, the bright yellow light that was coming out of her eyes seems to go through the bag. And you hear a voice. Why have you done this? Why would you do this? She was one of my last pieces to keep everyone at bay. And as you look around the room looking for this voice, you notice that her eyes, the light coming through the bag from her eyes, is pretty much a projector. And you see this angelic paladin on the side of the wall, looking down at all of you.
Ah, Kyle, I presume.
Yes, child. I'm Kyle. I see you have taken away one of the last things I have. Why do you serve the guild?
Because my psychotic bitch mother worked for you and tried to kidnap me and left me with very little options.
Well, I'm sorry that some of my followers are zealots. I don't want them to be.
Well, you definitely could have fooled me. How about the God of Undeath while we're at it?
He was an uncle. There's not much I can do about him. You can't pick family.
Hikari goes to see something and then slowly stops.
Anyway. So, will you be coming after me?
Yeah, give me a long rest and then we're going to kick your ass too.
Vibe report sent.
Well, I will fight to protect what I want, what I need to protect. Must stop the guild at all costs for their goal, for their ambitions.
That's unfortunate for you.
It appears they just shut down about 100 universes a little while ago, according to the last of my followers here. I could give you an opportunity. Any of you. You Colonel people. You Airy people. Guild people. It points at, kind of looks at Tubulus and says, freelancers. What if I give you the opportunity to take out Sophia and then take out myself?
That's an interesting proposition. What about the Colonel? Where are we at on him?
Jade and Rex, while they don't move when you mention this, your perception is high enough to feel daggers being looked at you, like they're staring a hole through you.
That's all well and good. But the question still stands. And if you're objecting objective is to kill two godlike beings to preserve something in the name of whatever it is, then allowing a godlike being such as the Colonel doesn't really make sense in your plan to me.
He used to care a long time ago about power or dominion, but ever since the Great War long ago, when Sophia and I fought against him, he doesn't care anymore. That was before they turned on me. The Colonel, as he's called now, was in prison for so long, and then he got a taste of freedom, and he's kind of gotten out and just is enjoying life and the entertainment of it all, really.
At others' expenses.
I think he likes to see where the world will take itself, in what directions he can point it to lead, or to point it to go.
Apparently, slavery and bunny girls is on the table.
Catwoman too.
Listen, it's not my ideal world, but at least they would be alive.
They?
Yes, them as people. I've already mentioned they shut down 100 universes. Just as of late. And while my means necessarily have not been the greatest, I've tried and done what is necessary. As my mouthpiece here was Gemini's ultimate weapon / greatest love and creation.
To what end? To what end is all of this?
A world with no deities. A world where people can just be people. With no higher power looming over them.
And what is Sophia's end goal here?
He plans to take the fight to the deities and the eldritch beings, elder gods, and everyone else that she possibly can, so that there are no other gods opposing us, or opposing her. Claims it's for the protection of all of her followers.
Hmm.
Around this time, Lillith starts the projector cuts in and out. Hal says, "But it appears I'm running out of time. You can take the bag off, and we can continue this conversation, or you can make a decision either way."
No, I think this conversation's over.
As you leave the bag on, she starts screaming. No, don't listen. Don't listen to him. Starts screaming. Similar things. Starts screaming more and more that she was kidnapped. And where's Uncle Jimmy? And the picture of Kyle on the wall, the projection is gone. And the yellow light is also gone. And you just hear her say, Gemini? Is this... Why am I here? Is it... Usually you want to be tied up and have a bag over your head. What's going on?
I'm gonna pull the bag off of her and
Wait,
give her
who
my
are
name.
you? Gemini doesn't like extra people. He's self-conscious.
This is a
give her my
rescue mission.
name, rank, serial number. We're with the guild.
Yes, this is a rescue mission.
Oh, who are we rescuing?
You.
Did Jim and I get that carried away?
No.
No. A lot
You
of
have
things
no
are
recollection
happening.
of what happened, do you?
No.
We got a lot of explaining to do.
Wait, who is that? She looks at Rex. Who is that? And she, as he's holding on to her, he lets go of her. She says, "Oh my goodness, you're adorable. What are you?" She starts patting him on the head. He blushes and goes, "Arr."
I don't know how to feel about this.
She's not doing it in a sexual manner.
No, more just the sheer confusion of she has no idea what's going on. She turns to this creature who we know at any point could probably try and kill us. Which is why Hikari's back is to a wall and not to Jade. And it's just, Hikari's trying to take all this in with the look of, oh boy, we got a lot of explaining to do.
Alright, so what would the party like to do at this point? I'm not going to make you go through the entire process and explain to her. You can take her back to the guild and they can sort itself out.
Yeah, it sounds
I want to talk. I want to talk to Jade.
The Jade? Okay. Jade is currently standing next to Northman because Rex kind of got kidnapped.
I asked Jade for a moment of her time.
Listen, I'm not. It's not that I'm not flattered. I'm just not. You're not my type. We could just be friends.
Understandable, but that's not the point of this
But I really
conversation.
don't want to be friends with you either.
Who knows what's really going on here?
She drops the kind of the bullshit tone she's had the whole time. Because what do you mean? Or how do you mean?
I know nothing as to what the deal is between Sophia and Kyle. Do you know? Does the Colonel know?
The Colonel said that they used to, that for a time they fought together. Not just him and her, but Paladin and a bunch of other people. Even people that Kyle has imprisoned that I believe you guys fought back on that Alpha Echo world. That half animal person.
Sanjay.
I believe even that so-called non-believer with a invisible halo to most was another one that fought with him.
Fontaine.
That's Will and all, but you guys are not in this conversation.
I'm more interested in inquiring about the fucking sword.
All I know is they used to fight together, is what the Colonel said. And for whatever reason, Kyle was the one out, and I believe it was a dispute between him and the Paladin and Kyle is what started it. And it grew from there, and it was a difference of ideals. And it only got worse from there.
Northman, did the Colonel tell you anything?
No, just that he was going to acquiesce the worlds that had been abandoned, or what's the word I'm looking for? Obliterated. Shut down by Sophia.
Yeah, he pretty much said, just to clarify on that, he pretty much said that he would be acting god or acting manager of the worlds that were not shut down.
He's just gonna make moves. Yeah, make moves.
Hmm. Hmm.
The colonel, and all of them had their differences a long time ago, but it's all sorted out now. The colonel helped make Sophia what she is today.
I'm gonna ask Jade what it would take to have a meeting with the colonel.
Well, you really don't have the looks for it. Did you bring him stock?
Hmm.
I'm sure a few ninjas out of your ninja girls village would do. There was plenty of them when I went in there. I believe they're all still alive.
Yeah, I'm still gonna inquire about that sword. That's the main thing I'm focused on right now.
That's fine. Can't do it right now, but it's fine. So what else would you like to know, Victoria?
I'll do a little more research and we'll circle back to this.
So as far as ways you can talk to the colonel, she says you can bring him stock, a business proposition, or pique his interest in some manner to have a one-on-one with him if that's what you want. Or he seems to be pretty favorable of Northman. Maybe Northman can give you an idea. Then she walks away from you. Or she rejoins Rex. Rex is back on the throne, just kind of poking the throne, looking at it to kind of see what it's made of. Jade takes her seat on the throne and crosses her legs. Now would be a time to approach her if she wanted.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that and inquire about that sword because
Okay. How do you inquire about the sword? Because right now you walk. Here's what I picture because of how you said that. You walk up to the throne with her sitting there, and you stare at her like a weirdo. You said I'm going to inquire about it, but give no context. At this point, you're like just a creeper in the corner. They're worried he's going to bring a gun to school the next day.
where exactly did you acquire that sword?
Just a little place, just a little village.
I'm gonna ask again. Where exactly did you acquire that sword? Because
Just a little village, not too far from Colonel's Island. Now, it's one of those places where there's no jurisdiction by guilds or even kingdoms, for that matter. It's kind of like an independent state. Really nice because there's no big brother for them to report things to. Because they wanted their independence.
last time if we're still God, words are hard. If we're thinking about the same little village, there's
Bunch of really slutty ninja girls running around?
yeah, there should have been a guild hall there.
Well, yeah, but they're not going to do anything. There was one ninja girl at the guild hall that had a tattoo above her butt. It said Donovan's property. That was the leader of that guild hall.
I guess another question is, how the hell did you acquire that sword?
Oh, I busted in Edward's home, of his parents' home, and took it. Same as Lawrence. So sweet of Lawrence to let me know it existed.
Oh, for the love of God!
Why do you like
No, I
it?
can't let you keep. No, I can't let you keep that.
She stands up on the throne. Not on it, but she stands up from the throne, and you guys are similar height. She looks at you and said, "So are you going to take it? Can you get off your high horse and come take it from me?"
I don't have the means to right now because you have Lawrence's abilities. Oh, for the love of God! We went through fucking hell to get that sword back, and you just come right out and take it.
Well, you should have gone through hell to make sure it wasn't stolen again.
See, this is why I don't trust you guys. Seriously, I don't. This is. And the colonel had the effing nerve to try to offer me a contract after you pull a stunt like that.
She starts laughing. Trust me, you would have been better off taking that contract. Even in light of this little sword matter. This is nothing compared to what will happen to you now. Nothing. As she sits back down on the throne.
We'll see about that.
Whenever you feel like coming to take it, please, by all means. Any point. Stop at a C&J. They'll contact me. So if that's all you got, empty threats for later, just walk on back down there and make it look like you're doing something.
Don't worry, I'll be coming back for that sword, and I'll be coming back for that sword later on, and I'll guarantee you they won't be empty threats.
Anytime, girly. Anytime. But when you lose, you go on the market. And that bunny girl in you goes to Northman.
When you lose, you'll give me that sword, and maybe I'll let you live. Scratch it, I will let you live. Fuck that.
Anytime, girly. Anytime. At this point, Rex is hiding behind the throne and cowering. Not from you, but just in light of the girl fight that is going on.
Understandable.
Amy looks at Victoria. Victoria's still lost in deep thought. Amy pokes Victoria. Victoria's really not paying attention. She's kind of keeps poking.
Well, look at Amy and ask her, "What do you know?"
They're really heated up there. I've never seen Bella use this much roleplay before. This is
about cosmic conflict at large, but I agree.
Kyle bad, Colonel okay-ish? Sophia good.
Is that truly all you know?
Amy gets a very serious look that you've never seen before. And she says, "Nope," and then goes back to being cute. But even after she's back being cute, she kind of to give you more clarification. She says, "I know more, but that's the gist of it." The big picture will overload and boggle several minds, so it's better to have the elementary version. Anyway, Crocky's dying on the floor. I'm gonna go save him.
Alrighty then.
Because
I completely fucking forgot about him.
Yeah, he was literally laying on the floor next to the throne while you two were had your bitchin' match. Rex pulled him behind the throne so he wouldn't accidentally get stepped on. Amy Rez is him. He's stabilized, but I don't want to be British, so he's still unconscious. Still asleep.
Understandable.
He also reclaims the bag of Frederick the Scarecrow.
I take Crocky to the Colonel.
Hold on. I'm gonna stop Northman and ask him if he's willing to go on a secret operation. Me and him.
Who? Me and you and me?
Yes.
But I only munch one carpet.
Oh my gosh.
I don't. That your secret mission is your secret mission. I don't want that secret mission.
Well, the secret mission is to have a meeting with the Colonel.
Oh, that's not a secret. Now I know about it.
Jade yells out from the throne and says, "It's not a secret if literally everyone's ate it before."
Duly noted.
Sorry, go ahead. I had to.
But I know about it, so it's not a secret anymore.
Yeah, it's because you work for him now, as I pointed his right eye.
So you don't hate me?
No, I'm more interested in what the hell's actually going on and who's on the right side of history.
So you give me a hug? As Northman holds his arms out.
I feel like that would be grossly inappropriate since you're married, since we're both married.
So you won't give me a hug?
I pat Northman on the head, and I cringe a little bit as I do it. And I've got this thing about men, okay? Except for Jason. That's a different story.
If
I come to the conclusion I think I am, that's going to make that situation pretty difficult.
Yeah, but I'm like a child. I'm like a tiny little child.
You're a grown man with a big-ass dwarf beard.
You're a grown woman with no titties.
Ooh.
Does that make you a child? Don't change me don't hate me because of my beard.
Oh my gosh. Anyway.
So you want a meeting with the Colonel?
Yes.
Well, listen, the Colonel's got a lot of business plans scheduled. You know, I can't just pencil you in. I'm going to need some compensation for, this is a pretty big deal. Just barging in on the Colonel like this.
Not saying barging in. Something arranged.
Oh, well, man, we're looking like months ahead in the future. He's got prep for the new worlds that he's going to take over. He's got the what's the word I'm looking for? What is it when you go into a factory?
We had an accident a while back. We have the 5 whys we have to go over. Yeah, and that'll take months.
We got to clean up from the accident.
Let's not talk about the freaking 5 whys.
Got a few OSHA violations. We got to sweep under the rug.
Got some palms to grease. He's got a meeting with some neighboring slave trades. He's really busy. So unless you can, entice me to do this for you, I don't really see it happening. If you gave me a hug, maybe I would consider it. But someone's a little carpet munching twat. So.
Oh gosh. My secret mission was to go get stock, and order was to go get stock, but it's kind of difficult in my position.
Well, as I say that, I hold my arms back out again and look at you like, are we really not going to hug?
Oh my gosh. I'm going to hug Northman and resist the urge to murder him.
Yay! I take the coin out of my pocket and I squeeze it and I think I want to go to the Colonel.
Okay. You hear a very young, lolly voice Hello, Mr. Northman.
Hello. It's Miss who's this?
You have no idea.
Hello, what's your name?
You can call me Porty.
Porty. Hey, Porty. Listen, we have a business deal that we would like to proposition the Colonel with. Could you possibly take us to him?
Yes. I believe the Colonel. Let me check the schedule right now. The itinerary for the day. Colonel is actually just got back in from a meeting where he absorbed a slave trade that was starting up without his authority and liquidated all their assets with Bethel. Well, he just got back in.
Perfect.
And we just employed all of their the people that were starting that slave trade. We just employed all of them as stock.
Wow.
So, yes, he just got back in.
Well, great. Okay, so we'll just
Throw
drop in.
the coin per usual, Sonic style, and we can go. Throw it, and the portal opens up to a volcano, a house inside a volcano.
All right, ladies first.
I feel like you should go first.
I mean, that's rude. It's not the gentleman way to do things. But I mean,
Yes, but you're the one in the Colonel's good graces, not necessarily me.
listen, you could be in the Colonel's good graces too. He did come to your wedding,
Correct.
so why don't you make the first move?
Fine.
There we go. Through the portal you go.
As Victoria goes to the portal first, you know, as the five, I don't know if you remember this, but there were 5 stone dragons above in the volcano.
Yeah.
All 5 move and tilt their heads towards Victoria. Do you follow immediately after she goes in?
Yeah.
Or do you get busy BSing?
I immediately go in.
Okay. As soon as you go in, the dragons seem they were on their feet, getting ready to fly up. And they kind of slowly go back down and stare at you guys.
Well, that's good to know. Depends
on the definition of good.
I kind of hit Victoria in the stomach and be like, "Hey, you learn something new every day."
I noticed.
All right, so we're gonna approach the cabin.
I like it. It didn't happen, but I love the idea of you got busy talking, and all the dragons come and try to beat up Victoria, and then you walked in, they just flew away.
Whoa, guys!
There's 5 doors. Which one do you knock on?
The middle one.
That's good. You haven't done that one yet.
Yeah.
Okay. You knock on it.
Knock, knock.
Come on in, no.
Oh, right. I brought a guest. Is that okay?
Oh yeah, my security system alerted me.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Okay, come on, Victoria.
You open the door, and it's a solid white room.
Oh, okay.
There's crystal monitors in most of the room. There's different project names over certain sets of monitors. Certain names, like almost like you're watching the point of view of someone else.
Okay.
Some of the monsters.
That's interesting.
Or some monitors.
I like your setup.
Well, thanks. It's all in 4K.
Of course it is.
Is it the ray tracing too?
The extent of my knowledge is 4K.
That's as far as it goes.
Okay.
What brings you to my humble abode today?
I guess I'll cut straight at the chase.
Excellent. What would you like to drink?
I'll make something, Colonel.
All right.
A Jack and Coke.
Coming right up.
No, a drink can tell you a lot about somebody.
Such as?
Personality types, how they might drink to forget. Just general knowledge on them sometimes. How strong the drink might be how much they drink.
So, what would it take for me to get you to tell me the whole story? That's exactly what's going on between Sophia and Kyle.
That's not a whole lot to tell. Don't be mistaken. It's not a lover's quarrel or anything. I don't believe Sophia's ever liked Kyle. I know the Paladin has had issues with him. I think it's a long-standing issue of that. They used to, well, them and a lot more people come together to kill me a long time ago.
So I've heard from the man
Right.
himself.
And among that, despite the differences, the Paladin and Kyle quite despised each other. And once I was supposedly slain and sealed away, it got bad. I was able to see part of it, and I was able to re-see part of it through some of the beings that were alive to see. And the Kyle had good intentions, supposedly. I guess they all did. To begin with, I was a little out there in my ambitions back then. Couldn't appreciate the finer things in life. I had a problem with a few certain races too. But anyway, they had difference of ideals. They were starting the true believers there. The Paladin was gone at this point. He was out of the picture. Sophia wanted to bring the Paladin back. Kyle certainly didn't. And there was fighting among them. Sophia was getting ready to spread her message and her power through the known universes, and Kyle was trying to do the same to counteract her. But what they weren't expecting was Kyle to be so desperate to stop this that he attacked Sophia's family. He didn't have permission to get customs, and her world wasn't exactly what it is now back then. It was still a different world, but the security behind it, her paladins, the golems, none of that existed. There was just some vampires of the old paladin. It was in a different universe, but Kyle could get there. Anyway, he did some major damage, killed several of the founding members of TGPD, done some serious damage to Sophia's brother. Some long-lasting, irreversible damage. He was very young. Very young. And it's still currently in that condition, and I believe they're going to use part of Kyle to fix her, or fix him. To redo
So,
and once that
why
attack
collapse?
Well, what?
Why collapse universes to achieve killing Kyle?
That was that's not for killing Kyle. That's for killing everything else. And I mean everything else. She don't want to take the same possibility of there being a rogue god, rogue whatever, out there to challenge her or hers. She has enough power now. She could go kill Kyle. Be pretty close to him, but she could overpower him. It would take a long time. But in a 1v1 fight, she would win. Even now, with all the universes she has open. And those are draining. Her and the Paladin have those open. And their Paladin's wife, but her mother is also included in that. Also Sophia's man. He's mainly over security of paradise for them. Beautiful. But the recycling centers, how these worlds work, that's a way for her to be able to collect souls, find true believers, amass strength through the true believers, and then be able to do what the paladin would like to do and save people. It's the best of both worlds, really, because all the people she recycles and brings into this world are souls that babies killed, innocent people killed, for no good reason. They're all innocent, so to speak, or were going to be innocent at the time they were taken out. They get another chance at life.
I'm
And they
gonna,
can choose where they want to go with it, how far they want to go.
I'm gonna point at my eyes and be like, I've seen it firsthand. But what's Kyle's stake in all this? I don't understand.
Kyle is 100% against the guild doing any of this. And Sophia believes that he is buddy-buddy with some of the gods above him. And that he is trying to get some of them to come take out Sophia in her stead. Kyle's strong, but Kyle's not to the level of Sophia. And he knows it. That's why he tried so hard to recruit you all. He even tried to recruit most of my C&J. He tried to recruit me. He came to me years ago. I'm done with fighting. I like my days of peace and love for all. If you have the coin. His stake in all of it would be that he essentially got butthurt, is upset that he couldn't finish the job when he tried so long ago. And hasn't been able to since. I.e., how he copies everything Sophia's done. The true believers came first. Kyle believers came second. I threw my hat in the ring just for giggles. I don't call them believers. I call them employees.
How does this, air quote, true believer system work?
Well, during your mortal life, you'll have extra power, so to speak. How you can glow purple.
Mm-hmm.
How you can kind of traverse the worlds a little bit. At least a little. Depending on your level in it. Higher you go, the more benefits you get. More freedoms you get. The more a demigod you become. Essentially. Take Toxan, for instance. She can turn into a big-ass Leviathan. She's 8 cities before of people. Travel the worlds. Do whatever she likes. Have maternity leave, for goodness sakes. And during your mortal coil, you are expected to help out with the guild and their ambitions. And why wouldn't you? You decide to become a true believer. The guild is not really doing anything bad or wrong. They're furthering their ends while ensuring the people that get recycled, or the souls that get recycled, have a fair chance at life. There's no real bad to it. In my system, the C&J slave trade, we help screw over some of these souls to begin with, or help along that process. And then they get recycled again. Each time bringing out more true believers, more souls, more power back to the head of the operation. But it does take a lot of energy to have there's a cost for having all these universes open. So I believe the idea is the more universes closed, consolidate the souls, more profit per universe for power. Might be at the cost of a waiting room of souls being filled up, but still, cost efficient wise, you're better off. I believe once Sophia challenges all these ancient deities, that she plans on taking their essence or their power for herself and her followers. And for the paladin, of course.
So let me ask you this.
And one thing I should mention. And you get to go to paradise.
Oh. But doesn't this but doesn't this where do you fit in all this?
About my role in it?
I mean, I know you've put yourself in a position to be a businessman. I know you're an extremely powerful being.
Yeah. I tire of the fighting, though. Truth be told.
I mean, that's fair, but my curiosity would be if Sophia's end goal is to kill all other godlike beings, doesn't that put you in a position to where she's going to come after you eventually?
She might try to come at. You already gone, Nathan?
No, but I gotta go.
Okay.
I got work.
Alright, you're fine. We just got a few more minutes anyway.
Alright, see y'all.
See,
Bye.
I gotta work in the morning too, in a few hours. I'm gonna hate my